We're fine. So... So this probably won't be a super... It could be, but it probably won't be a super combat-y session, but...
Alright, I should drink more.
Depending on... Well, we've had a lot of sessions where there's just, like, some random random encounters and...
We've had a couple sessions where we weren't supposed to have combat, but we made it combat.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, that could happen again, too.
I don't know, maybe random encounters.
We were supposed to run from that big fire dog.
Oh, yeah. Fire dog.
It wasn't a dog at all, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. But, like, no, there's no way in hell that, like, our characters were gonna run away from that thing unless we had to.
Well, yeah, I don't think we were ever actually put in the position where it was like, get the fuck out of here.
I could have had it coup de grace Amber, because at one point you guys are just kind of...
And that's true.
No, you couldn't have.
And even
it
if
turned
you
me
did,
invisible.
I still would have... Well, it might have had sent. Can it coup de grace?
It had at will.
It could see invisibility.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So it would have had to.
Right.
I think it would have had to take a turn to activate it, but yeah. If it had already had it activated, it has durations. It has durations at minute, but there was no reason for it to have it active. So. If it was one that had been like stalking you guys or something like that, it would have had it up probably.
Go take this code.
That's right, though. You guys are like high enough level now. I could just start killing people off and be like, whatever, you guys can resurrect. Just negative
Not
levels.
exactly.
And lots of money.
We don't have that much money.
No, not in traditional sense, at least. You have a crazy good weapon, you just don't know how to use it yet.
Yeah.
But you might learn how to do that, or at least kind of get an idea of how to do that this session, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I say I just
keep changing your mind.
Catch off guard and I use it as an improvised weapon, huh?
What are we talking about?
Might work. Talking about
the +5 not weapon.
That thing? The big old rock?
Yeah,
the celestial hunk of metal.
I'm curious about it, but I don't have the means to find out about it, so... Until
you mean your knowledge fighter doesn't tell you what it is?
It's not a weapon right now, so no.
But it's enchanted like a weapon.
It's just an enchanted
Therefore you should be able to figure out how to use it, Mr. Knowledge Fighter Man.
That's the territory of people with magic who know magic. That's not a fighter.
Also, if I remember, you guys killed some random giants that were eating a cow and never did anything.
Yeah, and we ate the cow.
Is that what you guys decided you did? Just eat the cow?
Yes, that's what two of us decided
Rugar would rather eat the cow than try to give the cooked cow back to whoever it was.
Right, because I feel like that somebody wanted to do that.
I think Secret
Rugar thinks that that's a waste of time.
We'll just pay for the cow. If we find who
We're
they
not
stole
paying
it
for the
from.
cow.
Why not?
Because our service to those people we killed the giants who stole your cow. You're not getting the cow back. Those giants are dead.
Oh, it was Ron who
giants
wants to give them the cow. No, we're not giving them the cow.
The giants have paid for the cow with their lives.
I suppose that's true.
Hello.
Anyway, at least Amber and
Hi.
Brugar are gonna eat the cow.
I don't want to eat the cow.
Well, that's fine. More for
like
us.
Brugar and Amber are just like, this is the practical thing to do. You just, if there's a dead cow that's being cooked, we should eat it.
I feel
He's-
like
his
the owners
first-
need the food more than we do.
His first
Which is why I'm
impression
going to
isn't
pay them
eat the
for their
cow,
cow.
but he'd rather eat the cow than just like go through the trouble of finding out who it belonged to and giving it back to them cooked.
But then you have to
It's not hard to
friggin'
find out
find
who
out
got a
who it
cow
is
stolen
and
by
give them
giants.
money.
We can just go through Hearth and be like, we found somebody whose cow was stolen by giants. We killed the giants and we ate the cow. Here's the money for the cow mayor. You can figure out whose cow was stolen. Bye.
But then the mayor
Or we could give the cow to the mayor and say, figure out whose cow this
But
is.
the mayor's a good person. So the mayor's not going to take the money because we're friends with the mayor of Hearth.
We don't know that he's a good person. Or wait, she
Yes,
is she.
we know
right?
that she's a good person. She freaking helped Mimi or Miggy.
She might be in it for the long con. It may all come down to this cow, and that's
all
when
a
she
ruse.
breaks.
It's all a ruse for like 50 gold. Oh
Yep.
no.
She's like, clearly I am a true mastermind.
I am a true mastermind.
My machinations lie undetected for years.
Anyway, Amber and Brugar are going to eat the cow, and you guys can fight us if you want to.
So, hmm. What's the process to put the cow in my bag of holding? Can I just, like, cover it with the bag of holding?
No.
I think you gotta like, you have to like cut it up into chunks probably to get it through the opening.
Oh, fuck that.
Maybe.
If,
Or
if
does
that's
it- or
not
does
the
it
case, I don't
expand
want to take the
enough?
cow.
I guess technically it might expand enough because I guess I'm not sure actually because I've heard of people doing silly stuff like putting people, like you can put bodies into a bag of holding, I guess. So I think it would just take some time to do it. I think it would expand to let you do it theoretically.
Bag of holding opening size.
Because like, yeah, and then people other stuff too, like using a life bubble and then putting a person
2
in a
feet
bag
by
of
4
holding.
feet in size.
No,
That's pretty
so
big.
you might
Cow's
have-
larger than that.
Yeah, you'd have to probably for a cow you'd have to cut it up, but a person could probably.
I
you
just
could like
went
bend
to
its
the
legs and
Western National Stock Exchange. Cows are larger than that.
I mean, if I can't, like, slide the bag of holding, like, over its head and, like, down the cow's body, then I don't want to fucking take the cow.
Cow will
Okay.
die.
whatever. You can do what you
Cow's
want with
already
the cow.
dead.
Oh, that
Not that
cow.
big
the
of a
cow's
deal.
already dead.
I just don't want
It's
to cut
like-
it up. I just want to take the whole cow.
It's literally on like one of those little like spits or whatever. being,
Skewers,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, or whatever. And it's over this bonfire that they had going basically, and that they're cooking the cow on. Like they're just cooking
How
the
big's
whole
this cow? It's like a calf-sized cow? Is this like a big cow?
It's a full size
Like
cow.
a
Probably a steer.
bovine-sized cow.
Yeah, bovine, steer, whatever. Either or.
Do what you want with the cow. Just be done with it. I'm ready to move
Yeah,
on from this
we're
place.
eating the cow. And you're welcome to join us, or Brugar and Amber can, like, have stomachs out, like, 2 feet because we ate a shit ton of cow meat.
Okay, I'll
You
have
left them-
some,
no, you
as
guys-
long as you promise that we're paying the
I
mayor
refuse to eat the cow.
pay for the cow.
I'm not paying
I'll eat
anybody for this cow.
Why would we
Amber?
pay anybody
Or
for
wait,
the
who are you in this game?
I'm Amber. I'm not the GM
You're
in
Amber.
this game.
Yeah, okay, yeah, okay. Amber, are you going to pay the mayor? We have to be true and
Why
honest.
do we have to pay the mayor?
Because we're not taking the cow.
Why not?
We're eating it.
Well, right, but why do we have to pay the mayor? That doesn't make sense.
Well, we need to pay the person whose cow it belonged to, and we don't know
Do
who that
we?
is, so we figure the mayor can figure that out.
No, we don't.
No, we don't. We don't have
We
to
don't
owe
need
anybody
to.
anything.
It would feel wrong to me if we did it.
If anything, they owe us for us killing the assholes that stole their cow.
Yeah. I agree.
Have you ever considered that maybe the Giants paid for the cow legitimately?
No.
Brugar says even
No.
if
I
they,
don't
if
consider
somebody brings that up, Brugar says they were giants. I hardly believe that.
That's fair. Maybe
The
maybe it's
GM
like
just
Lake
looked-
Placid. Maybe it was like Lake Placid, and there was like an old farmer that was feeding the giants.
What?
Have you ever seen Lake Placid? It's
I
It's about a
mean,
giant
I've
crocodile,
actually
and it's revealed
seen
at
the
Yeah.
place
end that
itself
the giant
because
crocodile
I've
became
been
giant because this lady was just constantly feeding a crocodile
yeah.
for years.
This old lady was like feeding this crocodile until it became like a giant crocodile. They started eating people.
Oops.
It
Oh,
was-
is this like a stupid like B
it's a B
movie?
movie.
It's a B
Yeah.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of sequels.
No, I
but
haven't
they're
ever
not-
seen
None
the
of
B
them are as
movie.
good as the original. The original's pretty amazing. So bad it's good movie.
But I've actually been to the place.
I wonder if it's based off the actual lake. Whatever. I'll look that up later if I
Anyway.
remember.
Where are we
There are
headed
no
to now?
crocodiles in Lake Placid.
There were in the movie.
Where were we on our way to?
The
Movies are always
Cinderlands.
right. We all know this.
Yeah, you guys were heading into the Cinderlands, and you guys were gonna go try to find a Shawanti
Okay.
tribe.
All right. Well, then let's.
So
keep doing
basically,
that.
back towards
I will
Kaer
put
Maga.
some cooked cow into my bags for eating later tonight.
Do you
I
guys
don't eat
like
any
finish
of
off
this
these
cow.
giants? By the way, I don't remember if that already happened or not.
But I'll go find some bugs.
I do.
Sure.
Okay. I think the giants might have stabilized.
Bugs. Bugs. I might not find very many bugs. An average amount of bugs.
You find a decent amount. Like you look under some rocks and find centipedes and shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Potato bugs. Like potato
Yeah.
bugs. Almost as nutritious as actual potatoes.
No, they're like my friends. I love potato bugs.
I used to love potato bugs as a kid. Like we'd like
They're great.
make little yeah, they're the best. Except my parents didn't like them because I guess they destroyed their garden or some shit. I don't know.
Eh.
Am I the
Casualties
only
of
one
war.
wondering what a potato bug is?
Are you serious?
It's
It
a
might just
bug
be
that
the
you
West
think
Coast
would look
name for
silly
'em.
because it's a potato bug, but they actually look like really gross and bulbous and bleh.
Not really. They're not gross. What the hell?
You might know them as roly polies, maybe.
They're like-
Really-
Oh,
Really
roly
fat.
polies.
They
That's-
Yeah, okay.
turn
Pill
into a
bug,
little
not a
ball.
potato bug.
It's the potato
Yeah,
bug.
No, that's a pill bug.
No,
I
it's
agree
a
with
roly
Matt
poly.
Pill
here.
bug.
Well,
Potato bugs
okay,
are
Secret and
something
I
different.
Secret and I live on the West Coast, and that's what they're
Yes,
called over
this
here.
is a West
I
Coast
live on
thing,
the West
maybe.
Well, so does
Too.
Matt.
No,
A
they're
potato
all
California,
bug
no,
looks like-
California,
Yeah.
California has their own weird language stuff though. Like they refer to freeways as like the number because they live in the California. They can't
Are you talking
help
about
it.
highway?
Yeah, you guys will be like refer to I-5 as the 5 instead of I-5. Like what? That's what you guys do in the California. Anyway,
Oh yeah, we have pill
I
boys,
agree, Pluto. I
Butchie
think
boys,
that's funny.
Doodle bugs. Oh my god, they got a lot of names.
yeah, they have a lot of names. I guess this maybe
This is
Washington,
what Google
Oregon
image says
specifically.
potato bugs are.
Potato
Yeah,
bugs are fucking
they're-
gross.
They're scary looking.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
a
I don't
piece
know
of
what
shit.
I don't know what that thing is.
That's a potato bug.
That's a potato bug.
Okay, well that's not what a potato bug is over here. In
At least
Washington
that's
and Oregon,
that's
apparently.
not what us Northwesters call potato bugs.
Yeah, at least Secret knows.
Ew,
what a
that's
potato
so
bug
gross.
is.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
I definitely have
Yeah,
never seen
hopefully
one
you
of those
don't ever
things.
see one. Because you know what the funny thing is? Like, that thing is not small. Like, the picture doesn't
It's
really give you a sense of, like, what size it is. It's like the
Oh,
size of, like, a
please.
thumb.
Oh God.
it's called
I'm
a potato
eating.
bug because it's the
They're
size
big.
of a potato.
Yeah.
Have mercy.
Here, there's some scale.
I'm
Yeah,
not
look how
looking at
big
any
that
more
fucking
bug
thing is.
pictures.
Yeah, no
Aw,
thanks.
so
Until
you
I'm done
don't
eating.
like bugs?
I'm eating right now.
So?
That's
That's
big
all.
enough it could be a familiar in Pathfinder.
And also, yes, I don't like bugs.
Aw, bugs like you though.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, so you guys eat the cow, or some of you guys eat the cow. Like, only half of you guys do. And Brugar takes some, like, meat for, like, leftovers, basically.
Yeah, I'm not gonna save him at all. I'm just saving him for tonight.
Yeah. I guess I heard at least Philippe say he would finish off the giants if nobody else did, so they're not.
Yes.
They don't just, like, wake up a few hours later.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys do after that? After you guys
Back
have your
on the
feast?
road?
Heading back up north?
Or let's have a conversation about changing our mind.
We changed our
Yeah,
mind, we're not going
we're
north
gonna
anymore.
continue on the way.
You never know.
Why would we change our mind?
Because
Why
that's what you guys have been
not?
doing for, like, the last month or so, is not
We're
knowing
just
where you
very
want to go and changing your
indecisive.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Eventually I'm just gonna have to make something happen to you guys and, like, force you guys to do something.
But we just
Maybe.
decided, like, yesterday that we wanted to go north.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's all
the
good.
plan.
It's just funny because you guys spent a bunch of time leaving Karamaga, and now you're basically gonna have to head back to Karamaga. I mean, you're heading north of Karamaga, but still, you're gonna pass through it again.
Brugar's up for going to the Cinderlands. It sounds like a place where there's some rough and tumble people, and where there's rough and tumble people, there's some nasty monsters.
Well, we're going there for stories, Brugar.
Stories are good too.
Yes.
Stories make people famous. And famous people are usually wealthy.
Tiki just like
Alright,
nods,
so-
like, okay, yeah.
So when you guys get to Harst, you guys get like the ferry guy recognizes you again, and he's like, "Oh, you're back," and gives you free passage into Harst again
Oh, see? All worth
across
it.
the river.
Stop by the
You know, just
mayor's
because someone's a
office.
little bit flamboyant, Pluto, doesn't mean you have to call him a fairy guy, okay?
Sorry, I apologize.
Is that like actually a term?
I think it
Ferry
is,
guy?
but I was referring to like a ferryman, as in like he drives the ferry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Pluto, but I was asking Zerdurium that question.
I mean, it's not
I
like
think
a
I've
term you
heard-
hear commonly, but you hear people
I've
called
heard
like
it before.
field fairies
Yeah.
if they're like a gay guy trying to play sports.
Oh, fairy has
Right,
been
I've-
a very old
I've heard the
school
term.
Oh, you probably would hear it a whole lot more back in like the 90s when like being gay was very taboo. And people would call you
mean,
a
back when I was
fairy
going
because
through
you were a
school?
little flamboyant.
Yeah.
We were barely
Yeah.
going through school in the 90s, Zerdurium.
True. Okay, fair enough.
What?
But yeah, I've heard that term a lot back then. So I don't know about these days though. So.
I was in elementary school in the 90s.
Anyway, I will stop by the mayor's place in Hars. How much does a cow cost?
50 gold.
Shit, I looked this up last time.
Isn't it 50 gold?
I think that sounds right. I think it's 50 gold, normally. Well, it's 10 to 50 gold. It depends, like, on how, like, valuable the specific cattle is, but, yeah.
Oh no,
How good did
not
it
50
taste?
gold. I will go to the mayor's office and tell her about the incident that happened,
Oh, okay.
and I will give her 50 gold for the cow.
Okay, so she says, we'll ask around if anybody had a cow. We'll try to be discreet about how we ask, though, because we don't want to have, like, 12 people show up and say, I lost a cow.
I'll claim it. Yeah.
But if somebody tells us about something about the cow missing, we'll look into it and see if this is perhaps them.
Tiki pulls out her star map. And then she looks at it and she's like, no. Do you have map?
A map?
Yes, of your area.
Sure. Give me a minute. And she goes and she goes over to like West Shelf, looks through and says, this is our most recent census and has a map of the surrounding area, like what families live where.
I'll do my best to like mark here. I'll just do 2 rolls. You can pick. Mark the location where we found it, and maybe it's near one of those fields.
Okay. Okay, so there's like a couple different. It's like, okay, well, there's like 3 different families kind of that live near that area. So it's like, okay, we'll narrow it down to perhaps asking them first about it.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure they'll appreciate it. We don't have giants come down too often, so I'm glad you guys were able to take care of it, though.
Okay.
In fact, they might even just let you have this, like, the money for the cow, like, as a reward anyway.
You see? And Brugar simply says, "You're welcome."
Tiki just shrugs. She doesn't
and-
know. It's like, I don't know.
If they don't, then I'd almost be willing to do it myself, but we're a little tight on cash at the moment.
If you have more giant problems, don't hesitate to call us.
No, take the 50 gold and protect yourself from more giants.
She nods. Says, we'll definitely do that. Thank you.
Sorry, Amber, I spent your gold even though you already spent it.
No, I'm going to spend my gold in a different way. I'm going to say that if they don't want the money for the cow back, then have it go towards Miggy's residence, so he can live in someplace nice.
Oh, there you go.
Well, he and they already left. They left just
Or
yesterday.
they left.
I thought he was living in a shack or something.
Well, I think they're bonded together, maybe.
They kind of decided that there was too many bad memories, I guess, here, and decided to start a new life somewhere else. Apparently,
them.
it was something that that her father actually was suggesting. I don't remember the name of the town that he told them to go to.
Riddleport.
He knew a place that he said that
That'd
they
be
would probably.
mean. Cruel punishment.
Was it Kaer Maga?
I don't think it was Kaer Maga. It was a smaller town.
They wouldn't stand out there.
No, I think that he sent him to a small gnomish community, somewhere in out west.
Gnomes, huh? Well, they won't have another boring day in their life.
Well, I mean,
Well, they are gnomes.
yeah, they basically are gnomes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I mean, Kess actually is a gnome, even though, and then Miggy's sort of a gnome.
we're grateful
He's
for
mostly
your
gnome
thanks
now.
for killing the giant.
Yeah.
He's more gnome now than Spriggan.
I told her
Twisted
we're on our
and
way
good.
to the Cinderland.
Yeah, something like that. And I think you guys had been, like, it's probably actually in the evening, so she would offer you again, she talked to the innkeep at Spotted Pony again if you guys want to stay there.
Sure.
So you guys get free rooms again at the same inn you guys,
Alright.
like the third time you guys have stayed there now, but third or fourth time.
Alright. I'm gonna take my time to tell some stories about our battles with the stone giant.
Alright.
And that's all I do. Unless I get some other kind of
I'm gonna play you guys the other map here if I already did, never mind. Okay. I don't know if your health's accurate on this map though. Because you guys had some damage on the other
Well, we're resting
on the other
now, so...
map. Yeah. I'm gonna pull him over real fast.
We'll just have Tiki
though,
heal us.
anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll always spend to heal. Well, I won't spend all spells to heal just because of night watches and stuff, but most of them.
There we go. I'm gonna delete these up. Oh, not that one. There you guys go. So you guys are doing night watches and stuff even though staying at the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Demons.
I'll do mine in my sleep, though. One of the great perks is the sleep watch. I did not see that coming with this character build.
There's an item that I'm afraid to tell Zedurium about, but I know he would love it to death.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he
Am I
dropped...
supposed to ask what it is?
You're an investigator, but you dropped the ability to make extracts, right?
Yeah, I did.
I don't even think it's an extract thing, actually.
There was a investigator archetype I was thinking would be really fun to play someday that gives you it gives you like psychic spells basically. It's a psychic investigator or psychic detective or some shit.
That'd be
But,
pretty
yeah,
cool.
it's like bard spell progression basically, but I think it's from the psychic spell list.
Do we get assaulted by demons or do we make it through the night?
Nope, you make it through the night.
Cool. Let's go to Kaer Maga.
Alright. Also, you
To
guys
the
are gonna be
Cinderland.
you're gonna be passing through Yanderhof on the way as well.
Ah, Yanderhof.
Yay, let's have a Jaeger off.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll drink to almost anything.
Okay, where do we get Jägermeister and Jaeger off?
Anywhere.
Does the bar have some?
I mean, Yanderhof's a pretty big dwarven sky citadel, so there's a lot of different places you can go to get drinks there.
I'll just
Okay.
restock on rations.
See if you run into anything on the way to Yanderhof.
I know there's some mithril blacksmith or whatever, a dude who has a lot of mithril here in Yanderhof.
Oh, yeah, also on the
I'm
way to
planning buy
Yanderhof,
it.
if you want to, you can also detour off and go back to the shrine again. That's on the way as well. It is off the road.
Do we have any reason to?
I don't know.
Sort of, not really.
You could try going there and ask about removing Tiki's negative level finally.
Yeah. I think it's
Yeah,
been enough
that's a good
time.
idea.
Well, I mean, it was just a negative level applied, like a single negative level that got applied from a fight, so you never actually had a time limit
No,
that you
I
needed
had
to wait
2
on.
negative levels on her. I had a single level on Safa, 2 on her.
No. It's the other way around.
Is it?
Yeah, this Tiki hasn't died. It was
Yeah.
just a single one you got from
You
fighting.
died on Safa. You just took, like, a permanent negative level from something because you failed to save after 24 hours on Tiki.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, it was originally a temporary one. It became permanent because of a failed fort save.
Ugh. Okay, well, yeah. Gotta take care of that.
I don't know if you guys have the money for the material component, but that might be a consideration as well.
We probably have it if we pull some money together. I've got 1,000 gold
How
on
much
me
is it?
right now.
Yeah, it's 1,000
It's gonna
gold
be about
worth of
2,000.
diamond dust.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
1,000.
I can afford that.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I say I have a lot, like most of that.
I mean, Yanderov's a big enough place. You could probably find somebody to do it there too.
Yeah, but if we saw our monk friends, maybe they'll give us a little bit of help with the. Since we did give them like the biggest research study of their lives.
Monk friends?
Yeah, the ones at the artifact in the cave.
It means the priests.
Okay.
I thought they were monks, weren't they?
Monks? No.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Monks in
yeah, not that kind
Pathfinder
of monk.
isn't-
Not punchy
yeah.
punch monk.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see what happened.
Everybody's version of a monk is always different.
No, I think it's just ArenaNet's version that's really different.
Maybe, but it's the best one.
Everybody
It's the
else's
best
version of a monk is the Kung Fu monks.
Oh. Aren't monks really, like, peaceful? They only fight... They try not to even fight, even when fighting? Like, they don't... They do, like, disarming stuff, and right?
Sure.
The real monks.
I mean, I guess it depends on the kind of monks. Here's the thing, though, too. Like, so most, like in Pathfinder stuff, they're thinking like Eastern kind of monks, right? But
Yeah.
like, if you're talking like an actual like Western, like Christian monk or something like that, they're
No.
basically just like priests that live up in a monastery or whatever, and they're like,
Right.
you know, scribes or whatever.
Yes, that's the kind of monk I was thinking of.
I just think I remember watching a documentary about the original monks and their fighting style was purely to not actually fight, but to
Mm-hmm.
flow you around and negate. Yeah.
Yeah, it still kind of depends, like, on what religion and whatnot and all that. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a little off topic though, but
Yeah, just
so yeah, so you guys, if you guys aren't stopping there, you like I said, you probably could also find somebody to remove Tiki's negative level in Yanderhof. You could have probably also found someone in Corvos as well. That's a big enough city, and if you probably could find somebody in Kaer Maga as well.
Alright, well I'll ask
Well,
around.
you have
Amber
options?
doesn't know about this.
You get directed, even with the low, even as awkwardly as Tiki is about trying to do it, you're able to get pointed to the direction of the Temple of Torag.
Oh.
And they say that they'll probably be able to remove any sort of ailments for a small donation. Of course, they
Let's
don't
go
realize
to the temple.
exactly they were talking about a negative level, so they might
Right.
not. That might actually be more expensive, but like, oh yeah, if you've got
Oh
some
guys,
sort
we're
of
gonna
illness,
get a
then
discount.
the Temple of Torag.
Okay, I will beckon the group to come, or I will go by myself if they don't come.
Sure.
Okay.
Bo, 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 bo.
And I will pay for it myself, the whole 1,000 gold, if that's what they're asking for.
Yeah, they're just gonna.
Alright.
They actually are just gonna make, since it's. I mean, normally it also costs a little bit more for the spell cast as well, but they're just gonna be charged for the
Okay.
diamond dust. So the 1,000 gold. And yeah, Temple of Torag is in Yanderhof itself. So Yanderhof is actually within like the mountain, like. I mean, there's part of it that's kind of outside, like when you first get there. You guys, I think last few times you've been here, I haven't really gone inside of Yanderhof very much. But yeah, there's a so yeah, it is a large circular kind of it's kind of a building inside the carved out mountain basically. And there's lots of like carvings in the stonework of the building of like forge looking motif basically. And you can actually hear in some parts of it there's actual forges set up as well, and you can hear that there actually are some dwarven smiths working as you get in there, and there's kind of like this I don't know, maybe to some people it sounds, yeah, some people maybe find it musical sounding, even just the sound of these multiple forges just going, and it kind of, there's like almost kind of like this primal beat to it. And yeah, you get in there, there's like a lot of dwarfs kind of moving around there, and you see there's also some like business going on kind of at the front of the temple. Like there's some people, some little stands out, and they have like weapons and armors and stuff set up there. And cool. Yeah, you can kind of see that there's what appears to be a priest kind of at the other end of the building.
Well, while Tiki goes to go get like the negative roll removed, Brugar's just gonna go talk shop with all the with the businessmen there with the weapons and armor.
Okay. And yeah, there's like not all of it's mithril obviously, but there are some mithril items there. And there's a lot of other stuff made out of like normal iron and such. So Tiki, you go up and talk to the priest then?
Yes.
Okay. And so yeah, he comes up, he says, What troubles you? What brings you to the halls of Torag?
I feel off. I think affected by bad.
Let's see. And he kind of looks over and says, Ah, yes, I see. If you have met your soul has been damaged, I can see it. But it is not permanent.
She looks all worried when he says it. My soul's damaged. What does that mean?
we can fix it, but it will take a lot of diamond dust to perform this ritual. Oh no. Okay. Well. Yeah. So anyway, he'll ask Tiki to do that. But in the meantime, I guess while she's on call, what else does everybody else want to do in Yanderhof? Anything?
Not in particular. Not for me.
Yeah, not really.
Maybe want to ask about Shawanti, perhaps?
Sure. I'm going to gather information on Shawanti.
Okay, you do.
And I'm going to be really good at this.
Yeah, you don't get much information, unfortunately. You just get the sense that most of the dwarves don't really like the Shawanti very much, especially the local ones. They say there's the local tribe is very abrasive. Like if you wander too far into the Mindspin Mountains, that they tend to they sometimes will even attack you.
Don't worry, I have a 13 modifier and I got a 14.
So Philippe's also trying to gather information. He has a little bit more luck.
Yeah.
He hears specifically like somebody's like, "Oh yeah, like, I've actually I've actually talked to some of them before. Like they tend to not be very like if you're respectful to them, sometimes they'll actually let you stay there for a short time and do trading and such with them and exchange stories. And he says the local tribe in the Mindspin Mountains is part of the Skull on Quaw. And that they tend to be like these, like they're responsible for ushering and like taking care of the dead in Shawanti tribal society. And they tend to have
Would I be able to
They tend to
roll
have
lore?
you have lore Shawanti? Yeah, you could roll that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would know that what he's talking. If you're with Philippe, you would know that what he's talking about. It makes sense. That is in fact what you know about the Skull on Quaw as well. So you would also know that the Shawanti, the Skull and Quaw in particular, are also known to be like kind of the record keepers usually of in terms of like the Shawanti.
Okay.
Well, we should go into the Mindspin Mountains instead of the Cinderlands.
I mean, that was one of the like 2 ideas you were talking about before. You're like, we could go to the Mine Spins or we can go to the Storable Plateau.
Yep.
Sure.
It's...
I'm fine with going to Mindspin.
So we're
like,
changing, we're going to the Mindspin Mountains instead?
Kael would know that there's like 7 tribes, different tribes of Shawanti. I don't remember which tribe Kael's like family comes from. I think I talked about it before.
It is. I have this wrote down. Wind Clan.
The Wind Clan? Yeah, I think that makes sense. That's what I was looking at the list of the tribes earlier. I was like thinking, I was like, I don't remember what he told me, but I think it's the Wind Clan because it's the one that makes the most sense geographically.
Okay, I'm back.
So yeah, you would know that if you guys went to the Cinderlands, you probably wouldn't run into the Skonquaw, which is the Skull Clan. You would probably end up running into probably people of either the like there's 2 different clans. You might run into some people of the Moon Clan, the Lyroon Qua, or I think the other one was the Spire. No, the Sun Clan is the other one that's in the Cinderlands. The
Moon and Sun Clan?
Yeah, the Moon and Sun Clan are both in the Cinderlands.
Nice.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Oh. Whoa.
I hear the Moon Clan is very mysterious.
Tribal rivalries?
There's a little bit of tribal
they're better than
rivalries.
everyone.
Oh.
I also think they're Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Yeah, there's
I've never
like
actually played any Pokemon games, but I'm pretty sure they're named after Pokemon games.
Oh.
I guess technically the Spire Clan does have some presence in part of the store. I mean, the Storable Plateau is really big, but
Yeah.
parts of the Storable Plateau also have the Spire Clan, which and the Spire Clan you also know are the ones that are most like receptive to outsiders, and they also tend to be the ones that are like they have the ambition of uniting all the different clans basically.
They might be able to give us some information. So we'll keep that in mind.
I mean, especially if you guys if you try to talk to the Skull Clan and the Skull Clan, like, you know, you piss them
If
off.
they're just a bunch of
something.
numbskulls.
Yeah. Then yeah, that might be one of your other options. Is you could go
I
talk
see
to
what
them.
you did there, man.
Did you?
So Secret, since you're back, yeah, he'll tell you
I've
that
got no bones about.
he can help you, but he would need 1,000 gold's worth of diamond dust, effectively.
You don't have it? I need to go find it?
Well, if you have money for it, we could sell you some here, probably.
Oh, yeah, here. She like, just shoves all 1,000 gold at him.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
And he,
It's like so much
kind of
gold.
surprised. He's like, okay, well, I'll be right back. And he comes back with the diamond dust.
Brugar shows up to tell a brief story about how
like
courageous
don't let him.
and brave and famous this frog is and why she has so much money.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Well, I should definitely, I definitely would need to help her out right away then. And he goes and gets some diamond dust and takes the like 3 rounds or whatever it takes to cast restoration and removes your negative level for you.
Yay!
I tell
That's
him
finally
this little
gone.
frog here is the kind that brings demons to their knees. I've seen a thing the size of a bear clutch its neck trying to breathe because of a curse she laid upon it.
Well,
Fighting demons is a very noble cause.
She like perks up. Yeah, it was.
Well, I wish you luck in your fights against the demons then.
Oh,
A Torag watch over you.
I thank you, brother.
does
And then he
Torag
promptly
really
goes
watch
back
over
to-
me?
Of course.
Tiki like turns around and walks away. Why is everybody watching me?
You're extra popular with the deities.
She does give her thanks though.
It's hard
before
to
she
see you,
walks away.
Tiki, over like my shield and like hammer when I'm fighting.
Yeah, that's why the gods need to watch her, because you're too busy watching the bad guys.
Rugar's got it handled.
So does Kael share what he heard about the Skull and Claw in the area when you guys get back group up together?
I
Yeah.
hope so.
Alright, so yeah, is that what you guys want to do? You guys want to go into the Mindspin Mountains and hunt down the Skull and Claw again?
Brugar's in favor
Yeah.
of this
Do we have to
because
turn
they've been
around
in the
to do that,
Mindspin Mountains
or-
before.
No, we
In
don't have to
fact-
turn around.
I'd say that Kael probably would speculate that the ones that the Shoanti that showed up while you were there doing Alios's funeral probably were Skull and Claw as well.
So what we need to do is we need to ask the map how to set up a meeting with the Sean Qual.
Oh.
Skull and Claw?
Skull and
How we set up the
Claw?
what?
I can spell it for you. I guess you could just say the Skull Clan. That's really easy to write, but
peeps.
otherwise that's how you spell it.
Skonqua.
Skull and Claw.
It's Skonqua.
Skonqua.
There was a Shoanti in Second Darkness too, wasn't there? He was probably
Yeah,
not.
there
Skull
were
and Claw,
Shoanti.
though.
That's where didn't we
We
buy
bought
a
a horse from
There was
that.
a horse lord.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
Shawanti like perfectly
what happened to
described
the
me.
horse?
IRL.
That was probably Axe Clan, the Shotaqua.
You're a man of the lands in real life.
Considering
No,
they're the
I'm
ones
totally
that
kidding.
like it specifically talks about them having virtually no interaction with the nearby town of Riddleport, which they perceive as a settlement of dishonorable and untrustworthy criminals.
Well, it's
Well,
not
it
the ones that
is.
you interacted with because they do sell the horse lords that you meet in Second Darkness. They do business with the people of Riddle,
Ah.
Oh, so maybe it's
but they're very picky with who buys the horse. They make them
Yeah.
take oaths and shit.
Well, we had to take an
Yeah, they made us take oaths.
Yeah, yeah.
or they made Maloki at least.
Did
'Cause
we
he was the only
even
one that bought a
uphold
horse
to
from them,
that
I
oath?
think.
I think you did.
Yeah.
Oops.
But Maloki died,
Okay.
Maloki did, but yeah.
and his horse fell into obscurity.
Yeah, who knows where his horse is now?
You know what? I think it's in Chelwinvian. I don't think he took it to the Shadow Plane with him.
So it might be just
No, he
back
didn't.
in their hands then, because it might have just like homing pigeoned back home or something.
Well, I think the Crying Leaf Elves probably have it.
It's probably a really sad horse that's going to be Pluto's backup character if he dies in that game.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We're gonna
My
get
backup
the
character
horse
in
and
every
the
game
pony
is
together.
the horse. Yeah, no, my backup character in Rise of the Rune Lords is Nizzo's pony.
Yeah.
My backup character in Mantis's game is the horse I left in California.
Oh Jesus. Stop leaving us, Pluto.
Oh god.
You need more dedication than that.
And
if you
second
want a pet.
darkness, it's Maloki's horse.
I left a gecko. I'm really sad about it because I didn't have it for very long. Actually, I had 2 different
Yeah,
geckos.
it's your
Yeah,
backup
you
for not
should've
very
taken a
long.
We've had a couple chances we could have went back to. That's the thing too. I could
I
have went
know.
back
I just don't want it to be like a problem. You know.
to.
I wasn't equipped to write it. If I
so-
was, then I would have totally.
Philippe, figure out some yes or no questions on how to pinpoint these Shawanti.
Do we not know where they are exactly?
Well,
They're
we
in the
know where
Minesman
they are.
Mountains.
We just need to go.
We just
Yeah,
know they're in the
they're
Minesman
there.
Mountains.
Let's go look for 'em.
Oh,
We
you
do
want
some
divine
tracking.
intervention?
Oh, you do something, huh?
I mean, you could ask more pointed, like you could do some more pointed information gathering as well. It's already
Yeah.
starting to get towards evening because you guys had to travel here during the day as well.
Is this the same
So
day
that's
of
the
the
other thing you could
Giants?
No, this is a different day. This would be like, I think this would be at least a day later.
Okay, then maybe ask the star chart.
We could ask if they're like north of the river or south of the river, of the different rivers here going through the Minesman.
How about Steve? I can't. Oh, there. Sorry.
So yeah, you guys could do some divination stuff like tonight, basically in game. You could also, like I said, you could also wait till the next morning and go and do another more gather information to see if, like, you can find maybe a guide or something that could get you there,
Landmarks might be useful info. Because,
Mhm.
like,
or like
asking
just a way to contact them.
asking the star chart, I always feel strange communing when I have, like, 0 information because I feel like I'm just shooting in the dark and
Yeah.
I don't know.
We need the
it's
call
awkward.
whistle. That,
Divinating without like a point can be very dangerous
Yeah, and I don't really
because
like
then you're just
it.
getting vague general answers.
Well, I mean, we only get yes or no's anyways, but it's still it's like if we had more information, we can ask better questions, I guess. But I can do this daily, so it's
Yeah.
not like it's punishing. I don't know.
Yeah, you have the opportunity to basically do what Neelak was doing.
Yeah.
Just as you get more information, to be able to ask better questions and get better information.
Then maybe we gather more information tomorrow and then divine. Whoever answers me might not like me calling every day.
Yeah.
we didn't call yesterday, though.
Okay.
Well, that's where the tribute comes into play.
Except she don't have no tribute. She has a map.
Of stars that nobody else can
Still
understand
gotta
because
pay
it's
tribute.
scribbled by my scribblings. That's what it says. Nobody else understands it. I gotta take this call.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's like a spell book. So like if you make a, like for example, I always thought it'd be fun to make like you can make like a goblin wizard, but instead of him writing, because they don't like writing, he just draws all this shit.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
just,
picture.
yeah, it's like a picture book. Just has like diagrams and shit.
Yeah,
If
that's
you use read
basically
magic,
how,
you can read it. But yeah.
Yeah, it's how a goblin caster like that would. Because they're basically illiterate.
Hmm.
Illiterate by choice.
Except for the one we found in this campaign. He was a poor outcast who we killed anyway, and we saved the other goblins and told them to move out of Riddleport. I mean, not Riddleport.
Yeah, that was before
Magma.
you and Secret joined, actually. Was Caffeine still playing back then?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Well, they're just goblins.
Yes.
Yeah.
He quit.
Actually,
so
maybe
early.
not.
Better without.
He quit in like the second game or something, didn't he?
Yeah, but this was one of your first sessions, too.
I think he was there for part of it, and then, like, if it was like a 2-session thing, he left for the second part.
Yeah, that sounds alright. He was there for the Dretch, I know.
Yes.
Dretch is super hard to deal with at, like, level 1.
Yeah, he was. You guys had some weapons that the Magnamar guard gave you guys, so you guys could get through its DR at least. If you guys had ran into it without those, then, like, without knowing what it was, you probably would have had, you probably wouldn't have been able to take it out. You probably would have had to run away from it, just because you guys wouldn't be able to hurt it enough. Maybe not, though. I mean, it's only like a CR1.
Really? I thought they were higher.
Might be CR2. I don't remember. Yeah, it's
Don't
CR2
they have
actually.
Stinking Cloud?
They do. They have once a day Stinking Cloud. DC 13, but a level 1
Okay.
DC 13 is pretty
I'm
tough.
back and off the clock. Woohoo.
Alright.
Yay.
Cool.
Alright, so to the Mineston Mountains.
Aren't we gathering
Yep.
a little bit of information first?
It's the next day.
Are we?
Maybe. It's,
Ruger's ready to, like,
if you
fucking
want it to be the
fight.
next day,
What
you
time
guys
of day
want
is
to
it
just
right
rest
now?
and... It's like towards the evening right now, so you
Yeah,
still do
let's
like
stay
some
here.
smaller tasks during the evening.
Maybe...
I drink, I
gather
tell
information
stories,
at
and I
bar?
fight.
Especially if you like direct how you want to gather the information, like that could end up helping. Like at the bar, that might be a decent idea.
If we're at a bar, then I'm telling stories.
What kind of bar are you guys going to? Are you gonna go to like a dwarven one in the middle of Vanderhoff? Are you gonna go to the one out just outside
That
you
works
guys
for
stayed
me.
at before?
Dwarves. Be around dwarves. Dwarves like a good story.
The dwarven bar?
Yeah, let's go in the city.
Beer's better.
Alright, so you guys go to some really loud dwarven establishment.
I will probably grip
I,
on to, like, somebody so I don't get bumped around and lost.
Either Brugar or Amber, most likely.
Yeah.
That's who I can see Tiki latching onto the most.
Just don't grab my beer.
Not planning on
That means definitely grab his beard at least once.
it. I don't want to get challenged.
Yeah, then that's a check. You grab another
Tiki's
dwarf's
learning,
beard.
yeah.
It's on.
It's a fight on the table for whoever stays on, basically.
And then, yeah, do you guys try to gather some information while you guys are at that bar then?
I'm gonna raise the whatchamacallit. I'm gonna use my performance, that charisma skill, to raise the attitude of the people in the bar towards us, so that it's easier for my companions to gather information. There, I'm helping.
I will ask
So you kind of talk
people-
up this whole party of your exploits.
like,
I'm gonna look around for somebody who looks like a merchant.
I'll play off the stories that he's saying, you know, all excited about what he's talking about, and then I'll ask people, like, have you heard of stories of perhaps, like, the Shoanti or the Skonqua?
The Skull Clan?
Yeah.
The Skonqua, yep. Okay.
And I'll, like, play
Yeah,
off
Amber,
that
you
I'm
would
very
see as a
interested
merchant.
in, like, that specific. Probably don't do great.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Yeah, you get some, like, feedback from people, like, being excited about hearing about, like, oh, I heard, like, according to that dwarf there, this frog kills demons, and like you get some people that have like
Hell
some
yeah.
positive reactions, but you don't really like. Anytime you try to ask them kind of questions about like that sort of stuff, they kind of keep getting like distracted and start asking you questions instead about like demons or about other things you fought. Maybe you're like, what's the strongest demon you ever fought?
Ugh.
What was that like?
Tiki starts drinking.
Yeah.
Amber, you would probably find somebody that looks like he'd probably be a merchant that has like a group of other dwarves with him, a dwarvish merchant with some other dwarves with him.
Oh, tell
And he,
Philippe to go ask them
Ask them what? About the
about
things, the people?
Yeah, about the Skull and
Uh,
Claw Shoanti, and
Skunk,
if there's
yeah, I was
like
looking for the
a way
word.
to trade with them and meet with them.
Sure. Are you gonna go with me?
Yeah, I'll aid another.
Okay. And I will try and,
I don't actually aid you.
Amber just kind of
You're
stands there
look pretty.
awkwardly.
Oh my god, my rolls today.
A 5. I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Plus, they
Holy
are
shit.
benefiting from a little bit from hearing Brugar, give you guys an introduction, basically, like, oh, these are the famed demon hunters or whatever.
And
So
giant
they
killers.
actually
That's a big one
and
for
giant
dwarves.
killers. Yeah, for dwarves, that's a pretty huge deal because dwarves hate giants. And he says, "Well, I mean, if you guys kill giants, perhaps they'll deal with you guys. The Skull and Claw hate giants almost as much as we do." Um, he tells you, he says, anytime I've ever wanted to do business, I haven't really ever done it myself, but I have some friends who have, and they there's a dwarf who lives here who apparently is on good terms with them, and can sometimes be convinced to guide people to them.
Well, let's get that dwarf's
Yeah.
name and let's talk to him in the
Where can we
morning.
find him?
Well, oh, come on.
What?
He says his name is Bramrom.
Rammer.
Bramrom Chain
Ramra.
Grip. Bramrom.
Okay.
And yeah, he says he's a weird dwarf. Tends to he actually lives just outside the Sky Citadel. He has this unnatural like for the open sky, more so than any dwarf I know.
That is unusual.
But he should be able to, if you can convince him, he might be able to lead you to the Skull Tribe.
He must have been dropped on his head few too many times, which is why he has an aversion to the ground.
That's probably true. He's a very strange one.
Okay.
He says, I don't know. He might take some convincing, but if you can convince him, he'd probably be your safest way to get to the Skulch clan.
I say, well, if he's a weird dwarf, then we have Philippe. He's a man with a weird way with words.
I
It's
don't know
important
how
to
to
have
take
people
that.
with many. It's very useful to have people with many talents. The merchant kind of sagely nods. That's one of the things I've found in my travels.
Oh yes, many
Okay.
talents. This one right here.
Surrounding yourself with people with as many skill sets as possible is the key to success. I could tell you more at my award-winning seminar. I'm holding it tomorrow night. He pulls
I'd
out a
love to
little
hear
card and
more.
hands it to you.
Alright, I'll take the flyer
Perfect.
with the card or
And yeah, it's an advertisement for his award-winning seminar that he's giving tomorrow night.
Alright.
What awards has it won?
It doesn't say, it just says it's an award-winning seminar.
Oh, okay.
It has a little bit of information about him, about how he's made his fortune trading all across Varissia, from Riddleport to Corvosa to Yanderhof and back.
Burgar's unsure of how successful or wealthy this guy is. He doesn't look like an adventurer.
He's not an adventurer, but he does look wealthy. He's wearing very fine.
Then Burgar will
fine
think to himself,
clothing.
some people have all the luck.
And yeah, the flyer gives you is in Dwarven. So if you don't speak Dwarven, then you might not really be able to make out the flyer very easily.
Oh,
Amber
I
can,
speak
because Amber
Dwarven.
has... Okay, and Amber can because she has the helm of, like, comprehend languages or something, I think, basically. Alright, so... you guys do anything else tonight before resting?
Nothing major unless anything happens. I tell my stories, I drink, I talk with fellow dwarves, but nothing, I think,
Okay.
in particular.
And do you guys do any sort of watches? You're in the middle of a sky citadel on Yanderhof. Presumably it should be pretty
Nah,
safe.
I feel safe.
I always watch in my sleep.
Fair enough.
But no, I'm not staying up. Not a very good one.
I mean,
I will
I
listen
take
while
care
I
to, like, lock
work
my door
for
and stuff, but
a
I'm
few
not...
hours on my sorcerer's robe.
And Brugar's from a sky citadel. Not this one, but he's from a different one, I think, right?
No, he's from the Five Kings Mountains.
Yeah. Which I think is somewhere like further east of here than here or something. East and northeast, maybe? I don't remember.
it's
I'd have
further
to look at a Galarian map, but yeah.
He's from High Helm. It's located under the peak, one of the peaks.
Okay. Maybe we'll go there someday in this campaign. Probably not,
Maybe.
but maybe. Well, actually, it's probably a little bit more likely if you get to high levels, because then you can just fly around with overland flight or raider teleport or whatever, you know?
We can go and assert our heroicness.
Yeah. And go
I mean,
back
that's
to
his
find all
goal,
the
is to
people.
come back home a big hero.
Yeah, show everyone. Like, look at all these people that doubted me. Look where I am now.
Start from the bottom.
At least I assume. I actually don't think I got like an actual backstory, like for Brugar, other than that he went to an academy and had like a friend there or
Yeah.
something.
Academy where he learned to kind of like be a soldier, and then he took that knowledge to go be an adventurer. And I guess that one of his hopes is like to, come back to the to High Helm and like be really famous and probably like get somewhere within like the king's court as like a general or something like that. Yeah, I'll eventually get that to you. If you keep asking, I'll get it. I just need to be reminded every now and then.
Yeah. Alright, so yeah, you get through the night and nothing happens.
Just as I
Ha! Nice.
Yeah, Dwarven Sky Citadels, they're pretty safe. Usually.
Dwarves typically don't betray other dwarves. They're culturally tight.
The worst you have to worry about is if something, like some Sky Citadels maybe have passageways down to the Darklands.
Oh yeah, for sure. You
and
gotta
sometimes
worry
you have to
about
worry about
stuff
something
coming
coming
up
up.
from the ground.
Yeah. Usually, I mean, they defend those zones, but... You have to imagine there's probably some dwarves that at least know about drow existing. The ones that
Well, they probably
defend
know about deep things.
Yeah. There's actually a dwarven racial trait where you get like you replace some of your like giant fighting stuff with like anti-elf stuff because you specifically like from fighting your hated enemy, the drow. But it's like an alternate racial trait probably.
They might
for,
know
a
like
dwarf.
what a dark elf is, but
oh no,
they're
they probably
very, very rare.
yeah, and they probably don't know
And like
the
their
other
stories about dark elves where like some people believe it and some people don't.
Well, they also probably don't know where the drow actually like the history of the drow that we just learned in Second Darkness either. There's weird evil elves to them.
Because they know that there's also like under like deep dwarves called Durgar. And those are also kind of like they're cousins, but they're kind of like very rough, like even more gruff dwarves that normal dwarves usually don't get along with.
Alright, so you guys gonna go try to find Bromram or Bramram?
Yeah,
Bramram. Bramram.
Bramram. It's Bromram. Let's go find this weird
dwarf
sure
that likes the sky too much.
Yeah, I'm sure he can't be that weird. The only warning sign would be if he's like cut his beard at all. Never trust a dwarf who cuts his beard.
I'll agree with that. I've only seen one of those in my days of playing Pathfinder.
So, wait, do we know where he's at?
In character, that if a dwarf cuts his own beard, that means he's mad, like crazy. If someone else has cut his beard, then it's either a sign of great disrespect or to show that he's a traitor and not to be trusted. In other words, a dwarf who has lost their honor.
Are there ever dwarfs that don't grow beard?
I'd look at you weird and say, what are you talking about? Of course not, that's impossible.
Brugar's is like,
without
can't
a
even
beard
imagine that.
is like a fish without gills.
They can't
Bird
breathe
without wings.
What about the ladies?
They have beards.
Oh, okay.
Well, they can. I think Pathfinder
says that
dwarves don't
some
all have
women-
beards, but some of them do.
some women, some women grow beards. The more brawny of the women can grow beards. Otherwise, it's it's customary to braid one's hair into like long, thick braid. And I nudge like one of the other guys, and I say, but they've always got hair at other places. And I
Oh God.
he kind of goes into like a Gimli-esque, like makes it easier to grab on.
Oh God.
We're not grabbing
Why?
dwarves by the hair.
And he laughs and like slaps his thigh.
Anyway,
It's
let's
like
go
maybe
find
you
this
Oh
guy.
God.
So you guys gonna go find Bramrom?
Yeah, we're gonna go coerce Bramron into helping us out.
All right. So yeah, you guys know he lives. You got given you got given last night where he lives just outside the Sky Citadel, kind of close to that inn you guys stayed the first time you were at Yanderhof. Um, and yeah, you're able to find your way there. It's like a little house outside there, kind of a not like an extravagant house, just kind of a little basic little house.
Alright.
It actually has like a nice little garden in front of it.
All right, you guys, go talk to him. I'll watch your back.
I go up and I knock on Bramrom's door.
Okay, and he opens it, and you see before you this dwarf. So he does have a long braided beard. Other than that, he's completely bald, and yeah, he's got like really dark hair, and very tanned skin, like tanned, rough skin. Kind of looks like, oh, who's there? What do you want?
I say, my name is Amber. I hear you have good relations with the Skoanquad Shawanti tribe in the Mindspin Mountains. If possible, we'd like to have you take us there.
He kind of eyes you warily and says, I don't think you really want that.
We'd like to talk with them and exchange stories.
Why is that? Why would you want to talk to them, and why would they want to talk to you?
Sense this guy's motive. Do I think this guy's actually a demon?
As far as you can tell, he's just being very cautious and suspicious of you.
We wish to know about some events that happened in the Shawanti Pass.
What kind of events?
About killing giants.
He kind of sighs like, I have good relations with them. I don't want to ruin a good thing. What's in it for me to take you there?
You want money?
I
What
want
would make it worth
assurances.
your while? I can assure you that we will be on amiable terms with them, and I point out Kaer.
See, we have a Shawanti friend. We're not racist.
And he says, he looks at Kael, and he says, I don't think he's gonna be any help.
No.
He's not from the same clan.
I squint.
But
he
we
were,
have
he'd be a
encountered
legionnaire
their clan
himself.
before, as we were burying his kin in the mountain. With a proper Shoanti burial.
He kind of sighs again. He's like, well, how about you come in and we'll discuss it inside.
Okay, I step
Alright.
in.
Alright. So I invite him in. He's got this kind of, like, it's kind of cluttered, but it's not a very big place, but he kind of goes over and, like, clears off his table. There's like a bunch of papers and stuff there, and he just kind of shoves them off on the ground, off into a corner.
I like this
That's
guy.
where they belong.
And he kind of says, he sits at the table here, and he kind of motions like, well, take a seat and let's talk.
Okay.
I'll sit down and listen.
All right. So he tells you, he says, I've known the Skull Clan for nearly 50 years. And they saved my life. So as you can see, I owe a lot to them. So you may understand. That might be why I am hesitant to bring outsiders to them.
I nod and I say that's honorable.
Now, not only that, but they've helped me a lot since then. And I've helped them as well with getting supplies that they need. I don't really want to ruin a good thing. And in the past, if I brought outsiders to them, sometimes it has been very tense, you might say.
Aye.
Well, we wish to proceed with as much friendship as possible, but we're not exactly sure how.
Well, if you approach them with a lot of respect, you'll have a better chance.
Well,
You
tell
said
us
you
how we
encountered
could
them
do
before?
That. Yeah.
Indeed.
We knew we had another Shoanti with us. I point to Kael, this one's brother. He died fighting a giant golem. So we went to the mountains to go bury him. Made a pyre for him. Then a drake came down. We killed it. And then some other Shoanti witnessed it. We talked for a little bit.
Perhaps if these Shoanti that you ran into were of the Skull and Quad, and they are there, perhaps they would vouch for you.
Yeah, that would be good. Because we got this thing that we need to ask him about.
What do you want to ask them about?
I tell Amber to pull out the bread.
Sure, why not? I'll pull out
The brick?
my artifact out of my bag of holding.
Okay. So he kind of looks at it, and as he pulls it out, of course, his eyes kind of get wide. He's like, "What?" Like, now he's actually interested. He's like, "It's like I've never seen anything like it."
It don't look like much, do it? It's like a weird piece of stone. Doesn't even look workable. But check this out. I take my warhammer out and I just smack it as hard as I can against.
Yeah. I've never seen.
Warhammer probably takes a ding or a dent.
Yeah. Just look how hard this thing is.
Yes, I've seen lots of metals, but nothing like this. Closest I've ever seen is maybe adamantium, but in terms of strength, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, and you think the
Brugar
Shawanti
says
would
that
know
we
about
got it.
this?
I think so. We got it from this. We got it from a guy practicing some pretty fishy magic in Kaer Maga. We kicked him out of his
We
crazy
think
laboratory.
it's a Shawanti weapon that slew a giant demigod.
Hmm. Well, Skull and Claw would be the ones to go talk to about that.
Indeed, which is why we want your help.
He thinks about it for a little while and says, I think I will take you to the Skull and Claw.
Great. How much do
Yay.
you want?
No, I don't need any money. I think the Skull and Claw would want to talk to you.
I look to the others and I say, they're right, he is crazy.
Sad thing is, Tiki has no idea what that means.
Crazy?
Yeah, she's just laughing at it. She's like,
I'm going to
She
need
just
to...
laughs at Brugar's jokes. She's like, I don't get the jokes, but they're fun.
yeah, basically.
I need to get some affairs in order, so I won't be able to leave today.
Okay.
That's fine. We can come back tomorrow.
Yes,
morning
I
or
should be good to leave tomorrow morning. But if you meet me here tomorrow
Then
morning, we can leave.
I'm gonna spend all day crafting my item.
All right, that sounds good. Anybody else have some fun downtime stuff they want to do? We haven't had any downtime for a while, so.
Make money.
Can you really make money if you're not in your own city, though?
You can try to do some
Maybe.
freelance work, maybe.
Yeah, like professions.
Although normally profession needs like a week for
Yeah.
a role, but
Yeah, no, I was just kidding. Like,
You
I'll just
can
hang
help
out.
Brugar sing to people and get pocket change.
Let me think about that. What can I do? We have like.
I'll just,
the whole
someone's like,
day,
hey, I
or
lost my
majority of the day?
keys, and then I'll go find their keys for them.
Wait,
you know?
hold on.
You guys
what are
could
we
go-
doing? What's going on?
he says he's not ready. He has some affairs he has to get in order, so you guys have a day to spend in Yanderhof.
Okay, just a day.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a day. Let's chill, eat some
So
good food.
Amber was gonna do some crafting, but I don't know if
No!
anybody else has crafting feets.
No, we're not allowed to do that, Ron says.
Okay, fine. Fine, that's who you're gonna be.
I don't actually know what's going on with Ron. It's been lots of fun.
I will spend the day making a net.
Oh, I'll make some traps. I have craft traps. I don't know what kind of traps I'm gonna make, but
Well, working on a net. Actually, I'm not even sure how long it's going to take me. But let's say I'm making a net.
I'll make some traps to like capture like food when we're traveling.
I'm going to make these nets one of these days. You're going to see me throw a net and you guys are going to be like, holy fucking shit. But that's going to be
There he is.
far away. Far, far away.
Wait, are there not sorcerer's robes in the hero lab?
There should be. They're a common item.
You might not have the right book for him. I don't know.
Let me check my list.
They're from Ultimate Equipment, so if you don't have Ultimate Equipment...
I found it.
Okay, cool.
Haha, I finally finished this.
Yay!
You finally finished your robes?
They're nice. Depending on your...
Yeah.
They're not nice for all sorks, though, however.
I think Amber's level 1 bloodline ability is just a damage ability, but you
Like,
can do
I'm playing
extra
a
Yeah, it's just a
bloodline
damage
where
ability.
you can
missiles.
lullaby things, and I'm like, fucking hell, this is dumb. I don't know why I chose it. It was bad. What are you gonna lullaby? What the fuck? Just
No, it
put
just
to
makes
sleep.
it so that, like, on my spells, on my magic missiles, I can throw out an extra d4 of damages.
I thought your bloodline was
Gives
a d6.
you...
No, my bloodline's a d4, because it's force damage.
Oh.
It's a d4 plus half of my sorcerer level, so it's d4 and an extra maxed out d4. Aha! There's no save on that, so deal with it. More damage on magic missiles 3 times a day. I am the most damaging member of the party. Not really, but, you know,
Yeah.
more than Philippe.
Ouch.
Hey, it's true.
Shoulda. Are there any scrolls we need or should get?
Don't know.
I'm just gonna take a peek. Peekaroo.
Well, Brugger's just relaxing until the next day.
Yeah,
That's reasonable.
I'll
Aside from,
explore the
like,
city a bit.
exercising.
I want to see like the culture of the city and the history.
Wait, can I even use scrolls very well? If they're not my... I don't... oh, of course I don't have a point in it. Ugh. It's a charisma thing too. I should put a point in it.
I have 10 in use magic device, woohoo!
Yeah, it's just if like ever need to use a scroll, like, I don't know. We kind of got all our bases covered, honestly. But, you know, it's better safe than sorry, I guess. So I'll put a point in UMD next time. Alright, no scroll today, but I'll
Yeah,
think about
Yanderhof
that
would have a
sometime.
lot of interesting history stuff to look at because it's one of the oldest sky citadels. It's actually one of the very first ones that was built, and it is also one of the ones that does have a connection to the Darklands. That the dwarves keep a vigilant watch of at all times. It's one of the few of the original strongholds that did not fall to the orcs during their initial wars when they first finished their quests for the sky.
Quest for the sky. A foolish thing.
Quest for Sky, where the ancient dwarves migrated from their original homes in the Darklands.
You still need
Which
to be
actually
beneath
was-
some earth.
They used to live in the Darklands until Earthfall or Starfall or whatever happened, and then they came up. That's when they came up, because they had a prophecy where the Torag told them, like, when you feel tremors, you need to head up into the surface, and they felt the tremors from Starfall, and they're like, oh, time to go up to the surface now.
It's what my sorcerer's robes are gonna look like.
Sure.
Cool.
Mesmer Norm armor. I don't even need to look at the picture. Huh.
You're like, I already know what that looks like.
I mean, I'm being a little sarcastic because I don't really remember. But-
Click on it.
Okay, yeah.
It's like, I didn't
Well, it
play
says
Mesmer.
Norn, it's Guild Wars 2.
I didn't play Mesmer.
Sure, most known armor looked pretty similar. Like, you know, they
No,
had
that's Good Wars
they
1.
they were stylistically cohesive, I guess.
Okay, Amber.
Looks somewhat similar to my Norn monk armor.
Yeah.
Was it Norn because it was like a Norn reward that you were getting in Eye of the North?
Yeah,
or
you had to have
something?
Norn Yeah, it was an Eye of the North. You had to
Okay.
buy it just like normal armor, but you can only get it if you had a certain reputation with them. Because they had one for each faction for Eye of the North, which were all basically the different playable races in Guild Wars 2.
Except for the dwarves.
Right.
Well, yeah, they didn't have Sylvari either, so you had dwarves instead, I guess.
And there's no char armor.
Is he right? I guess it was just Norn and fucking Asura or whatever.
Yeah.
And dwarf. Anyway, so we spend the day and we go back to that guy's place in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's there and he has like in the morning he's got like a donkey with like a bunch of supplies on it, like packed up on it.
Okay.
And
Good, he's ready.
says, I hope you're ready. It hopefully won't be very long before we find them, but they tend to migrate around the Mindspin Mountains.
We're expert
But
travelers.
I know all the places that they like to stay at, so we should be able to find them.
Promising.
I lived amongst them for many years.
Alright then. Let's make haste.
Yeah,
Alright,
let go.
And he starts leading you into the Mindspin Mountains.
Awesome.
And yeah, as he's going there, he tells you about some of the dangers you might face. He says we might run into drakes out here, as you said you fought before. There could be giants that we run across that live in the Mindspin Mountains as well.
Fought those
Good.
before too.
And other stranger things sometimes.
I look forward
We
to
may-
these strangers.
Does he
We
seem
haven't fought those
legitimate
yet.
with my 17?
We might also... Yeah, he does. We
Okay.
might also run into, of course, the Sko and Qua themselves, who are themselves very dangerous. But hopefully, with you, they will be able to just talk with them.
Or they might run into us, Tiki says proudly.
Yeah, they might.
She doesn't know if she was just trying to be cool.
I'm hoping it doesn't come to that, though. We don't have to come to blows. And let's roll a dice to see if you guys find them today.
Nat 20.
Nope, you don't find him today. So eventually he sets up camp at a spot, and you can kind of tell that the place that he's staying at looks like I mean, it kind of has like it looks like people have been there before. It's got kind of like, you can see where there's like spots where there were fires set up before, and like clearings. And yeah, he mentions this is a spot where the Shawanti or the Skonkwa have stayed before. And he
Makes
says
sense to go
a
to these
lot of the
spots.
areas around here, if we go around, we'd find ancient cairns. I don't know if I'm saying that word right, but for
Yeah.
some of the Shawanti, like ancient dead Shawanti, whose graves they watch over.
Yep, burial site.
And,
Significant burial
anyway,
site.
Yep, and he sets up like a campfire and everything. And yeah, he tells you, he says, when I was younger, I used to always love exploring out here in the Mindspin Mountains in the wilderness. And one time I wandered out, when I was young and stupid, I wandered out too far and didn't have a proper sense of direction and managed to get lost. I wandered the Mindspin Mountains for nearly a week. And when the Shawanti found me, I was nearly dead, but they, for some reason, they took pity on me and nursed me back to health. And I lived with them for nearly 5 years before returning to Yanderhof. Since then, I've come back to them many times before, and in a way, they've accepted me as one of their own as much as they ever could for an outsider.
Interesting bit of
Yeah.
luck there.
It's very, very lucky for me. But I like to think in some ways it was lucky for them too, because as I said, I have done a lot to try to return the favor, to return the kindness that they gave me in keeping me alive. They aren't very trusting, and a lot of people, especially in Yanderhof, don't have good relations with them. But I think they are an honorable people.
It feels like I suppose that's what interests me about them. That and their acumen for combat.
They are very formidable in combat.
Oh, I mean, Burgar will listen to his stories.
All right. Perhaps you guys share some stories with him as well.
Oh, sure. I tell good stories. But yeah, I do what I can, I guess, that day or night to watch over the camp, make sure everybody's safe.
Okay. I'm assuming since this is out in the wilderness that others do as well. The other thing to keep in mind is this is in the it's in the middle of winter right now, and you guys are in the mountains, so it
Yeah, we
starts
have
getting
winter.
very
It's
cold.
cold.
Yeah, do you guys have some sort of
I think I do.
indoor elements?
I have
or
a
some
cold
sort of-
weather outfit.
Okay, perfect. I think I
me
already
too.
bought
I have
cold
a
weather
cold weather
outfits, which I
outfit.
think just
Yeah.
I think means you still have to make a fort save, but it gives you a
Right.
bonus.
Yeah, I already have one.
Gives you a bonus, I think, 4.
I will commune with my star chart tonight.
Okay.
So that's a 15.
Yeah, I can roll like a 2 and get a 15.
Okay. Plus, on top of that, somebody can make a survival check. You can get a bonus to it as well.
Oh, the
That does
farts.
not have my
Oh.
bonus for the cold weather outfit. What is it, +2 or something?
Oh, looks like it's +5. Never mind.
Oh, it's +5.
Yeah, it's a
plus
plus
Jesus.
5.
Okay, so I got an
Even better.
18. That's fine.
So mine's a 16.
At least I think so. Let me check. Yeah, it's +5 for cold weather outfit. Secret's numbers, right? I double check because Matt had something.
So if anyone would know, I
That's
bet
Hero
Secret would
Labs
know.
number. It's just a copy
The SRD
of Hero Labs XML thing.
Yeah. The SRD says +5 as well, so when I just looked it up, so
Yeah.
I think pretty much everybody passed it then, except for Ryza. So
Somebody help Ryza warm up. Here, I'll help
Ryza's
Ryza
gonna
warm
be. Otherwise, Ryza will be fatigued, I think, or no, take non-lethal damage, I guess. Well, and fatigued,
I'm
yeah.
probably also fatigued.
up.
Yeah.
I'll tell Amber I only have a few questions to ask my star chart.
Okay.
I was gonna ask if we were near the Skull Tribe, and if they were in the north, or west, or south, or east of us. So that's up to 5 questions.
Ask if Akai, what's the first part of his name?
Ardok.
Akai Ardok
Yep. His first name was
is
Akai.
within a day's travel of us.
Is Akai Ardok a day's travel of us?
And ask if he's planning to attack us.
Will he attack us, or is he planning on attacking us? Prefer.
You want to ask those now, or are you gonna wait until you get all your questions?
Well, my first question is going to be: is the Skull Tribe? Oh, wait, hold on. I have like cilantro scrunched up in my hand because I was going to chop.
So the way you should do it is the tribe north or west of us? Like pick 2 directions.
No.
And
It's
then
a yes
you only
or
have to
no.
ask.
It's closed-ended questions.
No. Are they north or west of us? Yes or no. You see what I'm saying? And then you get to get away with one less question.
I don't.
We
need
don't
to do that,
need
though.
less questions.
Yeah, we don't need less.
I like optimizing things, okay?
Well, I'm
Listen
not
to
you.
Dream, when you roll an oracle or something, you can piss off your god with tricky
No,
questions.
Philippe's telling you that's what you should ask. Because it's logical.
All right.
Except it's not. If it's north or west, and we go north, and they're actually west.
No,
No,
we
you
ask,
still
is
have to
it north or
narrow it
west?
down.
And then if they say yes, then we ask, is it west?
Okay. Tiki's
If they
gonna
say
ask,
no, then we say,
consult
is
her
it south?
chart. And the first question is:
So you have 2 questions to get the direction.
is the Skull Tribe within a day's travel of me?
Okay, and you get the answer of yes.
I ask: is it what? We've been traveling north, right? Or for the most part.
No, you've been traveling east.
Okay, then I will ask: is it east of us?
Yes.
I will ask that question Mantis brought up: is what's his face a day's travel of
Akai
us?
Ardok.
Akai Ardok.
Akai Ardok. It answers yes or no questions, right? Just yes or no. It doesn't specify anymore.
Right, it doesn't give me details.
If the answer is unclear, then it will. Then the deity can choose, or the higher being can choose to give a short answer that will make it more clear.
I guess he'll say in 3 words, I guess. Yes, in effect.
Yes, in effect.
Yeah, or yes, effectively.
Yes, effectively. Okay. Then I will ask: is he planning to attack us?
Yes.
Today,
Today?
You asked the same question. Is he planning to attack us today? No.
this week,
Does he know where we are?
Unclear.
I only got like what, 2 more questions. Anything?
Is it gonna be nice weather today?
Mm, I'd prefer it to rain. Will it rain anytime ever? It's a little dry here.
Not here.
All right, I'll stop consulting my star chart.
Okay.
I'll tell Amber and whoever is listening or interested in what I learned. So that east is the good direction to continue going. And Ikai Ardok is on his way to attack us.
Bramrom says, well, good, because I was planning to take us east anyway, so it's good to know that we're on the right we're going the right direction then. Also, who's a Kai?
Why isn't he like, well, if you knew where they were, why don't you just take yourself?
I tell him that Akai is a bad person.
Foul sorcerer.
He's
Yeah,
Kai
the foul
is a kind
sorcerer. You
man.
took the words right out of my mouth. He was chopping
see.
up and stitching together dead Shawanti to make this like terrible amalgamation that he thought would be able to use the brick as a weapon.
He was wrong and misguided.
And he's still out there?
He's very tricky. I
He's
was
a
about to
foul
give him a hammer
sorcerer.
to
He
his
got
face,
away.
and he
Well,
got
I'm glad
away.
you at least stopped him from whatever
Yeah,
he was
we
doing.
rescued this guy, but he killed his brother.
Yeah, he's buried not too far from here.
He's not buried. He's returned to nature.
Wait, was not
Oh,
buried?
that's right. We pirate him.
I don't remember what. I wasn't here for that session.
Pirate. We made him a
Yeah,
funeral pirate.
for him they did a pyre.
Okay. As if he were a pirate.
Okay, so we go east.
Arr.
I'm gonna keep my eyes out for the show on.
We haven't even done night watches yet, did we? This is still the
Oh, we
night
did?
of.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is
well
still the
then.
night that you guys are camping.
Yeah, I was doing this
I'll
at night.
I'll do a perception.
Okay. I mean, it's a
I think
star
I'll
chart.
stay
It's
awake
supposed to be
tonight.
at night, right?
I don't have to.
For my watch.
I think it's just more
okay.
special, I guess.
It's more thematic that way, though.
Yeah. Because I can actually look up at the sky and see the stars, right? Because of our story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the only thing you normally can't see anything further than like what's it, 60 feet now, or is it still only 30?
60. I'll have a blind
Yeah.
sense at what, level 10?
Yeah, you get blind sight eventually, which is pretty awesome.
Is it blind sense? What am I getting? I don't know. Blind sense, yeah. 30 feet at level 10. Yeah, but the blind sight's only 15 feet.
For the Orkla, it
Is
starts off
Philippe
really small.
taking an actual watch this time, since you guys are out in the wilderness?
Yeah, I said I was staying up
Okay.
Oh yeah, I'll take a watch.
before I even rolled the number.
I thought so, but
Here's my perception.
What an ass perception, Zooter.
I
You
know.
obviously need to put some more work into that.
I do.
It's only as good as Kale. Well, a little bit better.
okay. During Amber's watch, she hears some like rocks kind of slipping a little bit from like a nearby like really steep like mountainside, basically.
Okay.
Perhaps something coming up the side of the mountain.
Coming up
Do
the
anything?
side of the mountain?
Yeah.
So we're above it?
Yeah, you guys are up on a cliff, kind of. You're not right at the cliff, but you guys are somewhat near a cliff.
I will make a snowball cast light on it, and throw the snowball down the cliff.
You go
And
over
see
and
what I
look.
see.
You go over and look. What does he do with it then?
Yeah.
Okay. You see a few goats climbing up the side of the mountain.
Those are mighty creatures. Brugar's always wanted
Super
to
scary
ride one of those
creatures.
mountain goats.
Well, I mean, not
Hey,
every
well,
random
I began
encounter is
telling
going to
them
be actually
of the
terrifying.
legendary, like, dwarven
Brugar
26
wakes up from the middle of the
cavalry.
night just to come tell you
Yeah.
this.
This amazing story about the 26 cavalry who, the only way they could reach the battlements was to go over the mountain, but no horse could make that trip, so instead they brought in the goat cavalry.
And I'll be like,
I like to
Brugar,
think
you're
that
drunk.
Brugar
Go back
didn't
to
even wake
sleep.
up. He didn't even wake up. He's actually like sleepwalking over and tells you this story about it.
Okay, well, that's not anything to be worried about.
Typical Brugar.
At least you didn't go wake everybody up for it.
Right, you know.
Other
That
than
was
the
the
goats,
plan
though,
of throwing this
Yeah.
lit up snowball at them.
like I said, not every random encounter is going to be deadly.
Of course.
I was
It's
waiting to
just
see, like,
majestic as fuck.
if you'd rolled low, it would have actually climbed up, and you would just have the goats wandering your camp. It's like, hey, what's going on here, guys?
I need to like tame a goat or like buy like a big like riding goat.
That was like one of my favorite things actually when I went to what's it called? Leavenworth. I went there. There was like a goat that wandered up to us. It was just like hanging out with us. It was great.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was
combat
somebody's
trade riding
domesticated
right.
goat though. Yeah, should get one of those.
I should. Gotta go back to the
So yeah, you
fight.
get the rest
Okey-dokey.
of the night. The sun comes up, it starts warming up a little bit, and yeah, everybody's fine except Ryza's fatigued. Your familiar's fatigued, so probably won't matter. But you know,
She can't prepared spells.
well, is that actually a downside of fatigued? You just can't prepare spells.
If you don't get a restful sleep, you can't prepare spells because you need a restful sleep.
Hmm.
At least I'm pretty sure that's how it works in 3.5.
I feel like you can, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It doesn't matter in this case, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. So yeah, you guys have breakfast. I'm assuming Bramrom has some food that he starts cooking up and
Yeah,
offers to
I'll eat
share.
my own rations and if he's offering then
Yeah, he's got like a donkey that he's had with him as well. Remember, so he's got like a bunch of stuff on the donkey.
Mhm. Tell him the story of like how we found some stone giants and defeated them and we had some cow meat.
Yeah. So those
That
are
was actually
nasty
recent.
creatures. Yeah. And then as soon as you guys
they
are
were.
done, you start. He says we're gonna head east now. Especially if you say that your magics are telling you that that they're to the east, then I think I know where they're at.
Yeah, my magics. Pack up and go. I don't have endure, so it's cold.
Well,
is cold.
it was only during the night. Once it's now this during the daytime, it's still chilly out, but the sun is out. Like you guys are there's not really like you guys are up in the mountains, so there's not really clouds or anything covering it either.
I'm a swamp frog, not a
Yay.
mountain frog.
So it's chilly, but you guys don't have to worry about like maybe fort saves or anything, especially with the cold weather outfits.
Okay, cool.
Does everyone have one? No,
Yeah.
I do.
We bought one.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay,
sure-
good.
I'm pretty sure everybody
We
bought
bought one before we went to the mountain to sacrifice.
Okay.
Right, when you guys the first time you guys went
To
there, everybody bought one.
sacrifice.
Lol.
Well, recognize
Their tribe's
to
weird.
burn.
Alright, so everyone give me a perception check as you guys are walking.
Of
Yeah.
course I do, Pluto. You know how much I love those.
Yeah.
Only a 37.
It's a good thing we're not playing a game with more haunts, otherwise you'd be screwed. You'll find
I
it.
played,
Their will save's also awful.
I played a game where somebody had it was like his first time GMing, I think, and he found the section on haunts and basically fell in love with them, and so he just threw like every single haunt in the game pretty much into his campaign. Just like all of them. It's like, god damn it.
Don't do that.
I think somebody had a character die, and so they just made like a cleric with like 1 billion will save or something like that. It's like, screw that. I don't even care. No points in perception still though.
That way you're not affected by the.
Yeah, I mean, he had high wisdom, so sometimes he might see him just off of that. But if he did, he had really absurdly high will saves, so. Let's see, is your guys' health accurate on these sheets? You guys been updating that?
Probably.
Where
We're
you
probably
are?
all full
Should be at
health.
66.
You should all be at full health, I think.
This token's
we've
not the
rested
same
for
one
so
I've
many
been
days.
using, but yeah.
I'll
Oh,
just
you need a
put my
different-
health.
A different token.
92 delicious hit points.
Holy shit.
Oh, you and fighter things.
Yeah, my
Yep.
cheat HP is right.
Can you make us see like health bars and name tokens, Pluto?
Maybe? I gotta do that from here. Show nameplate, hit the check mark for that.
Mm-hmm.
Is it advanced to see who can see it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I teach
And
you
just
an
copy
extra
Copy
step
these
once you're done
tokens
with
to
that?
wherever, I guess.
Maybe. What do you want to
It's... Well, once you get somebody's token completely set up, open up the character sheet, and there's the picture on the top left, and then there's the token thing on the bottom. And if you have a token completely configured, you can then save it to the character sheet. And then every time you drag the token from the character sheet, it will be with those settings. So you don't have to continuously redo this over and over again.
I mean, if I just copy and paste the same token from one map to the other.
But then they
Just
get all
keep-
lost, and we
make sure I always
then
do
we
that.
lose them, and it's so simple.
Yeah.
Just once you get the token done, open up my sheet, add the token. It's right there, and then you're done. Simple.
I don't know where the token actually goes. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. I'm just gonna set them up
The token on the map.
for now.
You just click and drag the token on the map.
I have it as
so-
represents character.
I see health bars.
Nice.
Yep. I don't see Amber's.
I don't see my own health bar.
I think it's because your health bar isn't set properly. Yeah, you don't have a max value for your health bar. So it's not actually a health bar.
There we go. We've upgraded. I don't see Tiki's or Brugar's names, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think they have a name set up on the token right now. There we go. Okay, so as you guys are going, Philippe notices something flying towards you.
Oh shit.
Is it? What is it? What can I tell?
It looks like it might be a drake, maybe.
Okay,
So
I'll alert
at
the others.
At first, you think it might be a drake. So it gets a little bit closer.
Take a closer look.
As it gets a little bit closer, you don't think it's actually a drake, though.
Philippe, what do your elf eyes see? Half elf eyes. Okay, what do I think it is as it gets closer?
As it gets closer, you think it's probably actually a wyvern.
Oh, of course. That's much better. Okay. Guys, we didn't need to worry. It's not a drake, it's just a wyvern.
And, yeah, the Bramrim pulls out his weapon and it says, "Get ready, it's probably going to attack us." Yeah.
I pull out the mirror.
I'm going to pull you guys to this other map here, so you guys
Oh
can,
god, this might be bad.
I can orient you guys how you want.
Is this a cliff?
Yes, that's a cliff.
How
Up or
close to
down?
the cliff is the thing?
It's up in the air, and it's about, like, I don't know, several hundred feet away, like 300 feet away from you guys right now.
Okay. Well, whatever direction it's in, I want to put myself.
It's to the north.
between It and okay.
It's coming in from the. It's coming in from the northeast.
Can you put ordering
And
like
I'm gonna
Ryza higher than token?
What's that?
Can you make Ryza like higher than my token?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
And let's see. It looks like it's a large creature, right? And it's probably gonna be flying in. I'm gonna take out my dwarven long hammer then.
It's a large creature and it's flying right now. It's up in the air.
Yep, long hammer out first to reach this.
Anyone who has knowledge arcana can roll a knowledge check to know some more stuff about this before it gets in here.
Yeah.
That's what I already done.
Okay. But it's gonna be, you have like basically a couple rounds before it's gonna get in range. So let's see here. I think Philippe and where's Amber's roll? Is it? There it is.
Right.
Okay. That's not a very good roll, but
No.
I got 32.
no, Amber's isn't. But Philippe would know that these things have they have a sting, like a stinger that has poison on it, that is very deadly.
Okay, I tell.
Do they
And
have any breath weapons?
they don't actually have a breath weapon though. They also can potentially grab things by biting them, basically. But they tend to like to do flyby attacks a lot of times and hit things with their poison, which will kill people pretty quickly. It does constitution damage.
I am
You also
going
know they're immune to
to.
sleep and paralysis. They're not. They're pretty smart for an animal, basically. Like they're smarter than most animals, but they're not otherwise not terribly smart. They're just
Okay.
I'm going to
large,
cast
dangerous predator.
Bless on the party.
Okay.
Hooray.
Let me see.
I will use a couple of rounds to make myself hard to hit. I'm gonna cast shield and I'm gonna cast not mage armor. I already have that on. Mirror image.
Does Amber
so-
tell me if
And
they
will I
can
have
make,
enough time to cast Mirror Image?
do they make
You got time to
things
cast 2
for-
spells, basically.
See if
They
this
make what?
works. No, that doesn't work.
Okay, well I just have my rapier and the mirror out. Because apparently my character
get-
has no ranged weapons at all.
I get 4 images.
Because I'm good at this game.
Wait, what? No, it's a D4 plus.
Every 3 caster levels, and I have 8 caster levels, or 7 caster levels.
Right, but it doesn't. You add a single number. It's still a D4.
That's a lot better.
It's better than you had before.
I'll be right back 1 second.
Yeah, give me 1 second as well. I actually need to
Prepare.
upload the token. I have to upload the token, basically. I thought I already had this up there, but it was... I don't know. I have like the stat block I open and have a bunch of notes on a notebook, but I actually didn't. That was one of the things I didn't get in there. Like I wrote down a whole bunch of shit on a physical piece of paper, but that doesn't help much with this, apparently. You guys already rolled initiatives for me?
Yeah.
No.
Yep, okay, I think I see most of them on there. Oh, there's another
I'm
random...
doing.
Oh god, I should have cleared it beforehand, because I'm not sure which ones are the actual numbers that I need to pay attention to. I think it's the ones in the bottom. I'm gonna gamble. If I just deleted other people's numbers, then I apologize. If everyone still sees themselves on the turn tracker, then we should be okay. Actually, I don't see Kael and Ryza's on here either. I don't know if they've done the initiatives. There we go. Oh yeah, I forgot one other token I need as well.
Our guide. Or we have him.
Yeah.
Or the donkeys.
Oh, did I borrow I put a second copy of the token somehow? Whoops. Right on top of Philippe's square, so it said the donkey's name was Philippe. That's funny. So yeah, it's gonna fly into range here, basically. I'm assuming nobody had like something they can hit it with. Well, it moves like 60 feet, so if somebody had, I don't know if it double moves, so I think
A
it
bow.
gets into this. I don't think unless somebody has a bow, like I don't think anybody's has, or like a really long range spell. Did Amber have any like long range spells that can hit things that are hundreds of feet away
I have
that you wanted to
magic
cast?
missile, and Brugar has his
I'm
Oh,
not
he
You took
said
your
he-
2 rounds.
no,
You took
long
your 2
hammer
rounds
shot.
casting a spell, though.
Yeah, I took my 2 round.
Okay. So, and this on that end of that, like during that second round, it gets into this range. So now we're in the, we'll call this round 3, I guess.
I'm taking a whatchamacallit, a defensive stance too. With my turn before combat.
Oh, that didn't quite do it right. if I just whatever, I'll just delete it. I think if I just do that and then set the round number to 3, that should do it correctly. And organize it in descending. Alright, so Tiki gets to go first, and oh, I haven't added somebody else's in here as well. I need to add this guy. Okay, he got pretty low initiative. Alright, so Tiki gets to go first.
I am not ready to go first, so I will delay my turn until after Ruger.
Okay. I didn't have this thing's turn
I
either.
will.
That was really clever of me.
Oh.
And it had a 12 initiative. So what do you want to do? Ready to action?
I will move over somewhere and total defense.
Okay. Kale, what do you do?
Good question. So, is this thing landed or is it still in the air?
It's in the air still. It's flying.
How far is that?
Hold on a second. Let me make sure this is configured properly, because it might not... It's probably on fucking 4E or something. It sure is. Alright. If you do the measurement tool, it should tell you accurately how far away he is. And he's
How many
only
foot do you-
slightly... Like, he's pretty close to level. He's only slightly higher off the ground than you guys would be right now, except, of course, he's over the edge of the cliff right now. Because there's a... He's in the... Yeah, this is like an edge of a cliff, basically. So yeah, he's about 75 feet away from you right now.
Okay. Well, with my knowledge roll, did I determine any weaknesses or resistances?
You just know that they're immune to sleep and paralysis effects, but other than that, they don't have any special, like they have really thick skins, as in natural armor, but they don't have any sort of damage reduction or anything like that.
All right. Fireball.
Fireball? Okay.
I don't have that
So
listed.
you
as
shoot a
attack.
fireball.
I'll
It
just-
gets to make a reflex save. It fails. It takes the full damage.
Dope. And for my move action, um, how far? You must be able to. I'm going to use my martial flexibility and whisper encouraging words to, or give a combat advice to Brugar.
Cool.
Okay. Using the combat advice feat. That's like a
Yeah. +2 competence bonus
Nice.
to your next attack roll.
Dang.
to your next attack roll.
Nice.
You have a weapon out or something too, I'm guessing?
I do.
I have
Yeah,
my
it's
scimitar. Oh, him.
No, I was
I'm
asking
not
about
sure
Kale.
who you were asking.
Yeah,
Sorry, I was asking about
just
Kale.
my
I
scimitar.
know where you are. Somebody said you have your hammer out. I think.
Yep.
Okay. Amber, do you do anything? Magic missile.
Yeah, I'm magic missile it. And I'm gonna activate my new sorcerer's robes. I deal 24 damage with this magic missile.
All right.
Wow.
I know it has to make like fly checks because it took a lot of damage, right?
It
Yes.
doesn't make a fly check.
On its turn, I think, or something, right?
It's a static DC.
Yes.
Depends on how good of a flyer.
What is it? Taking.
I think it's like a DC 15.
Avoiding falling damage, DC 10 fly check to avoid.
Yeah,
Okay,
10.
that's all it's got to do then. I think it is gonna auto pass that, but I'm not 100% sure. No, it actually doesn't. It actually doesn't. It's pretty bad at flying. Looks like it passed, but failed on the magic missile ones. So it actually dips down below the cliff, like out of your guys' sight. It dips down.
Yeah, that's what I learned when you guys fought those in Rise of the Rinlords at that cave. That's why one fell to the ground. Is because they failed their fly check. Because surprisingly, they're not very good.
They're clumsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good job, Amber.
That's Amber's turn.
I think it's on its turn now. So it's going to.
Yep.
Let's see here. It's going to attempt. But you guys can't really see what it's trying to do.
Are you sure about that, Pluto?
Yes, there's a cliff. Like you have line of sight blocked. At least you initially
I
don't
don't
see it. You
know.
actually. You actually see it eventually. Like you see it probably fear because it's flying up as it flies, but you see it flying away now. It's had enough.
What?
Yeah, it's had enough. That's the end of the combat.
Hooray.
Oh my god.
It ain't like the
I just
magic
look at
missile or the
Amber.
fireball.
It
I was
has it
what
had
was
like
that?
70 hit points. You guys did like 56 damage to it. It's no thanks. It's like no thanks. This isn't worth it.
Oh my god.
Brigar looks back and says, "You scared it off."
Now we're not gonna have wyvern for dinner.
Oh, it's a real shame too that you did because wyvern is delicious.
We should chase it.
I
No
don't think we can
thanks.
catch it.
We only have
Unless you have
one
some
thing
way to
that can
magically
chase it, and
fly.
it can probably get insta-kill.
We have a teleport scroll.
No.
So you teleport
I'll
us
put my
midair next
hammer
to
away.
it.
Well, if you ever are lucky enough to have wyvern, let me just tell you, it is the most amazing food ever.
Next time we have to shout at it so it lands.
It tastes a lot like
I'm
chicken, but way better.
Bryce is going into sense mode of that.
Does it
She thinks
actually
that he
taste good?
is actually thinking fondly about memories of eating wyvern meat. But good job scaring it off. Like those things are pretty dangerous.
Okay.
Because like if you
moving
say
on.
so, everybody can
Yay, I
add
didn't
500
burn a
XP for that.
spell. Woo!
Did you say 5?
I burnt a few
500.
spells, but
Okay.
that's okay.
Yeah, I know it's not very much, but
I thought you said 5 at
this
first.
level.
I'm like, oh. It was a baby, wimpy
Yeah, no,
wyvern.
it was under CR. It was kind of a random encounter, basically, but
Okay, let go. Let's continue.
I don't think it even affected anybody's health on here, so you can just play back to this map and it'll be fine.
No.
I keep my eye out for more evil creatures.
Okay. You don't run any of those, but eventually, as it's getting a little bit later in the day, Bramrom says we should be getting close soon. But I expect that one of them will come find us before we get to their camp. Just remember, be respectful when they show themselves.
I'm not.
What do we know about Shawanti customs as far as like greetings and things like that? Figure some because of Alias and Kale.
Yeah, Kael would know some about that, but I mean, really, it'd just be the basic stuff of like, not threatening Adam and whatnot.
Oh, okay. No shooting them with magic missiles.
Doing what they tell you to do, kind of thing. So yeah, as you're walking, everyone roll a perception check.
I will do that.
Already did.
Okay, yep.
I'll do another one just because it's my favorite thing to do.
So Bramrom kind of like raises up his hand, kind of like, for everyone to stop. But Philippe and Ryza already see it and see that there's a few Shawanti that kind of crept up and are watching you right now.
I'll stop.
And yeah, he kind of squints towards where Philippe sees them, and then he yells out, he yells
Something
that,
we
is
don't
that...
understand.
Yeah, he yells out something in Shawanti. The language of Shawanti. So I don't know. Amber would understand it.
Kale would understand.
Kale would understand it, I think, as well. But I don't know if anybody else speaks
Yes.
Shawanti.
I don't.
So he's speaking in Shawanti. He says, "If you come with these travelers, and they wish to speak with the village with the tribe elders or the clan elders."
There we go. We'll get right into the heart of the map.
And he's kind of squinting there. He says, "Come on down here, Atoi. I see you up there." And he says that in Shawanti, of course. And one finally shows to everybody else. He comes down to talk to you guys. And yeah, he comes over and he starts talking with. He says, "Why have you brought these outsiders here?" And he says they have they have some ancient Shawanti magics that they want to talk with the elders about. And he says, I believe they seem to have good character, and I would vouch for them. At least I would vouch that I think that the elders will find what they bring important, even if I don't know them well enough to vouch for their character. And he's kind of just assuming that none of you guys even understand, except for maybe Kael. He probably doesn't realize Amber knows what he's saying too, but...
It's okay, I can't speak it back.
He does look towards Kael, and he says in Shawanti, he says, well, you at least are welcome here.
Hmm.
But only if you are here, only if you will respect the dead.
We do that the best.
He says that only in Shawanti, so you don't understand him, Brugar.
Darn.
I do. I
The
actually
dead is
speak
why I'm
it too.
here.
Oh, you speak Shawanti as well?
I learned, yeah, cause was it not Kale but Alios? I think was
Alias.
so secretive. So I was like, "Ah, I'm just gonna learn it.
No, okay. It's like a way to try to talk to him
linguistics.
more.
Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, he looks back to Bramrom and he says, I'll go find listener to the hoofbeats and bring him here.
Listener to the hoofbeat?
Mm-hmm. You're gonna learn about some Shawanti stuff.
Yeah.
Amber tries her best to not chuckle under her breath.
Oh, fuck this.
So, I mean, let's see. I guess the only one who would really know this already would be Kale. But he would know that like Shawanti basically have two names. They have like their birth name, but then they also have what's called their adult name that they're given when they reach adulthood, basically. And it's usually just like something like that. But they usually
They sound
will,
like Native Americans, like exactly.
well, yeah, a lot of their stuff is based off of Native
Yeah.
American type of Native American culture.
Yeah, tropes and stuff like that.
Yeah, they both listen
Yeah.
to hoofbeats.
Well, and like their like the name generator pretty much draws from like different like Native American tribes, for example. If you like look at a Shawanti name generator, which I have looked at a Shawanti name generator, but yeah, no, they're definitely heavily inspired by Native American cultures. And anyway, yeah, some of the other like Shawanti that we're watching kind of come down now and are like talking amongst themselves. And
Who are these guys?
but they mostly just are talking with each other, and like they look a little bit more relaxed now. But yeah, they're still kind of keeping their distance from you guys. Like they don't really want to interact with you directly.
Can I hear what they're saying?
No, they're off in the distance and they're talking very quietly. Bramrom says like kind of like doesn't seem as tense now. Like he was tensed up for a little bit there. He says, I think that went well.
Oh, not. Seems like it. So what's our
And
next move?
well, we just wait. They he went to my friend there went to go get to go get one of the leaders here. You could say he's their chief here, or perhaps of like this group of Skull and Claw at least. He's not like the one that you'll want to talk to get more information about what you're looking for, but you will have to talk to him to talk to those people. If you understand what I mean. He's pretty young, but he has proven himself to his people and has kind of become their leader.
He must be mighty.
And eventually, like you see someone come with another group with the other guy that was with him at first, who was referred to as a Toei by Bramrom. And I have a token for this guy, actually.
Cool.
If I can find it. There he is.
Cool.
He looks like who's the samurai from Soul Calibur 2? He looks like that person.
Mr. Rugi?
Mitsurugi?
Yeah, Mitsurugi. He looks like Mitsurugi.
I guess kind of. Anyway,
Maybe a little bit buffer.
he comes up and to you guys and says in common. He says, "What brings you to the Skull and Claw? I've heard you have information you wish to share, that you wish to seek."
Well, Bruger says not quite so much information, but we've got questions that hopefully you can help us answer. And I turn to Amber and I tell her to show him the thing.
I say, we wish to hear the stories passed down through the generation. And I'll pull out of my bag of holding the artifact.
And he looks at it, and looks at you, and then looks back at it again. It says, "Where did you find this?"
Sense motive, is he going to try and steal it from us? Does he look like he wants to get it?
And he looks shocked to see it, but he does seem to recognize it.
I say it was in the hands of a foul sorcerer, and we took it from him.
Well, it's good that you did. Such things are very dangerous, especially in the wrong hands.
Yes, he was trying to figure out what it did with very gruesome methods. I can
Well,
tell
what
you,
is it
but they
then?
might.
It's a weapon.
Indeed, a
The
very
weapon of the
powerful weapon.
Godslayer.
Go on.
Well, he fought a ancient giant demigod, disciple of the god Minderhall. Don't know if you know who Minderhall is, but he is the evil
Oh, I know
giant
who Minderhall
god
is.
of the Forge.
The dwarves know who Minderhall is.
He nods.
Amber knows all of these things.
Tiki don't.
Tiki's like, Minderhall, what? You guys have heard the name Minderhall before because the hag started spouting a bunch of bullshit about Minderhall as well when you guys were like, when she was disguised as Shawani.
Yeah, I know. Are these guys hags?
Not as far as you can tell. But yeah, he says this the God Slayer was said to have harnessed his own power over the forge, and that is how he was able, with this weapon, to defeat this ancient disciple of Minderhall, named Woxnus.
What? Woxus?
Woxnus.
So this is
I come up with the best names, right?
giant god.
Okay.
Yes. No, the God Slayer, that was his name.
Oh, the God Slayer's name is Woxnus.
Woxnus.
No, the God Slayer's name was the God Slayer. Like, that was his name.
Oh,
That was his given name. I do
The
not
guy
know
he
his birth
slew
name.
was Woxnus.
Woxnus was the disciple of Minderhall that he slew, who
Gotcha.
spreading his reign of terror across the Cinderlands. This is very ancient history.
Woxnus is the first new piece of information I've gotten out of this guy.
Yeah, it's gotten some information.
The Woxnus monster.
He says we should talk under better conditions though. Come with me to to our camp.
Ooh, okay.
We shall discuss this more.
Does
And I
he
look to the
seriously
others,
want to discuss
and
it, or is he trying to bait us into a trap?
You don't seem to sense any ill intentions.
Danger. Okay.
I look to the others and I say, I bet their camp is a lot better than ours. Probably has a lot more dead wyvern.
Okay. Let's go.
All right. So the other Shawanti that are gathered around kind of group up with you guys and basically walk with you back to a little bit further, and you get to a spot where there's a bunch of like yurts and stuff set up, and some campfires going.
As we're
And,
walking
a
there,
lot more
I want
Shawanti.
to kind of like talk with them and just like small talk and try and be friendly and get them to trust me / us.
Do you speak Shawanti?
In common.
Okay, so you have a hard time talking with most of them.
Okay, well, I'll try to make I'll try and communicate like, oh yeah, we fought a wyvern. I'll make like big flapping motions, and then like, I don't know, try and play it out.
Yeah,
a bit
most
to
of them
help
don't seem terribly interested.
out.
They
Okay.
scared it away. See, now if
We
we
defeated
had like
it.
wyvern
Wyvern
the
meets-
wyvern, it'd be more
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. Then they would pay attention.
Yeah, you needed to let it fly in a little bit closer. Instead of just
Okay.
blasting it.
So we're in the
Although,
camp.
to be fair though, like letting it come up and sting something with its poison would have sucked, because it's like a DC 17 fort save, and it does like
That's
1d4
nothing.
con damage. Yeah,
Well,
It's,
ideally, if it did sting someone,
you have to
it'd be
just
some
pass it
good
twice
support.
in order to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's nothing. I can do a double DC 17 fort save in my sleep.
Yeah, huh?
And
Okay, so we make our way to their camp.
yep, and they already have like some food cooking already. As you get in, you kind of smell it, and it does smell really good.
Does it smell like wyvern?
We wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
That's
I've never had
true.
wyvern before.
I asked Kale, hey, ask them what kind of food they have cooking there. It smells really good.
Does Kale ask for him?
I certainly don't.
I'm sorry.
No.
Is Kale muted or AFK? Okay.
Kale's like, no, that sounds frivolous. I do not engage in frivolities.
Ugh. Alias was a lot more fun. I don't say that. I think that. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't think
That's my
Alios
bad.
actually was, though.
He was more buddy with me
Oh, okay.
after we got to know each other a little bit.
That's how Philippe wants to remember things.
He was. We had a few moments, fights, and things where we were, standing next to each other.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy, standing next to each other. So buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. Leave me alone.
So yeah, he kind of leads you. He kind of, as he gets there, he turns and addresses you all again, and says he is listener to the hoofbeats. But his friends call him Camosa.
So do we call him listener to the hoofbeats or Kamosa?
Or we're not as
Is that what you ask him?
Tiki says in Shuanti, do you actually listen to hoofbeats?
Yes. It is how I found when I was separated from my people once. I found them by listening to the hoofbeats.
She like smiles brightly. Oh, that's neat.
Answering in Shawanti back to you. And he actually seems impressed that you speak it. And he kind of smiles as he's answering that.
It's like in a frog tongue, obviously, but...
Oh yeah, he probably have like an accent, but he's still just like, yeah, he still thinks it's cool. Like, oh man, this weird frog speaks my language.
What you can do is impressive, but you may never leave here. You know too much.
I mean, that's how things could go, possibly. Maybe he'll be like, I told you too much now. And I
You
don't
must
think
stay
you're
with
gonna
us
use
in the village forever.
you're gonna use that weapon for evil, and we must kill you now.
Dang.
Where'd you do that
So, yeah, there's
for,
a-
Philippe?
There's a lot
Do
of
what for?
Shawanti here. You see, there's also some like younger Shawanti as well. You see like a lot of like little kids and such running around too.
Oh,
Like,
so
it's not
they're
all
like
just
maybe her
warriors.
height.
Yeah, the little kids probably are, but yeah, you see, there's
They're
like
probably
it's not
still
just
taller than
warriors.
me.
There's a lot of like normal Shawanti here as well.
Nice little village.
Yes, I mean, kind of. Like I said, they're little yurts, and they don't stay in any one place for very long. They're nomadic people. Not all Shawanti are nomadic, but these ones are. Most Shawantis are nomadic. Like there's a few that have like settlements basically, but. And yeah, he brings you over to kind of this, or by like a area where they have like some like tables basically set up, and there's food there, and he offers you to have some of his food, and it's mostly meats and some of it's gathered like dried berries and things like that.
Ooh, I'll eat berries.
They sit up in the mountains, so they don't have like a whole lot of like fresh fruits and stuff right now, especially in the middle of winter. But they have some dried stuff, dried berries and like things like that. And but yeah, it's hearty, good food if you're into that kind of food, I guess. And probably
Yes.
some of you guys would find it to smell like really good.
They use spices from wherever they go. They find all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they also trade with some other people as well. There's not very many people they do trade with, but like that's like Bramrom helps them with that as well. Like that's what he does for the Shawanti now, is that he will like bring sometimes he'll bring merchants and stuff to him that that he vouches for, basically, like that he doesn't think are gonna bring, because like they're not very trusting people a lot of times.
Right.
So yeah, he sits at the same table as you guys, and he basically says like motions the food says like eat, and
Right,
we shall talk.
I eat
Okay.
and drink.
Yes, we eat.
And he asks, what have you found out about this weapon? Obviously, you must have known it was Shawanti to have come here.
I found out that it's really that I can't break it.
You tried to break it.
Even a mighty swing from my warhammer won't dent it.
Yes, only a true
Oh,
master of
dear.
the forge could do something like could cause it to dent or change shape.
So I'll tell him what I know of it, that it's a Shawanti artifact used to slay an old giant god, and that it's most likely able to be used by a Shawanti.
He nods. I know of one such Shawanti, who I believe could wield it alive today. Although I'm sure there's others that I don't know.
Please, not Alias, not Alias.
I
What
don't think he
makes
knows
the
Alias.
criteria to wield it?
Okay.
And we also know that Amber figured out that it should be a weapon, but it needs to be formed into one, which is why it looks so unwieldy right now.
Yes, indeed. And the Godslayer had a unique ability. Well, not unique, I suppose. As I said there, I do know of at least one other who alive today who could use has a similar such ability. But it said that the Godslayer would whenever he entered a battle trance, he could shape the weapon to be whatever form he wished. And that in such a battle trance, the weapon would do as he bidded, and he could use it to fight. But outside of that, it is what it looks as now, an inert mass of raw material. As I said, I do know one other who I believe has the ability to do such as well, but he is an exile, and I would not trust him to have this weapon.
Oh.
Does Kael have the same bloodline as his brother?
Kael doesn't have a bloodline, I don't think.
He doesn't?
Mm-mm.
Hmm.
He's like this weird Magus archetype. So he has a rage, but he doesn't have a blood rage.
Oh, he's not a blood rager?
No, he's a
Alias was,
rage magus.
but Kael's like a rage magus,
Rage
basically.
Magus, right? Yeah. Maguses don't have
He's
like,
got spell. He's not.
lines, yeah. They're scholars.
They do if you're
ultimately.
Eldritch. If you're
Right.
Eldritch Scion, I think, like that one does. But he's using like a
right.
third-party one where it's similar to it, but you don't get the bloodline.
Yeah, well, it's worth a shot. I'm going to hand it to Kael and ask him to rage and form it into a weapon, if he can.
How does Kael respond to that?
He doesn't look very angry.
So, how long would I have to rage for this?
Not long, like a round.
Seconds?
Yeah.
Just rage and form it.
Yeah, that's what I do. Scream out. Blah.
You do, but nothing happens.
Okay.
And
You
now I'm
can't do
tired.
it yet.
Kamehame.
Tiki flinches though in slight fear, like, whoa, it's kind of scary.
And Kamosa says, I'm not surprised. As I said, very few have this ability.
Should I try?
Are you a Shoanti?
I don't know.
I don't believe it would work.
Okay.
I
So
suspect
I
only
tell.
a true Shoanti could do it.
Griplies can't be Shuantis?
So you saying there's only
Griplies
one
could
true
be-
I
Shawanti
have a tattoo.
that you know of?
Look, see? And I point out the tattoo on my
Just
forehead.
being a just being a true Shoanti is not enough, though.
So you're trying to
Oh.
say Tiki's just a wannabe. Okay, gotcha.
Who is the one you speak of that can wield it?
Well, we're not going to him because he's a
Bad guy.
outcast.
Hawashte is his name, and he is a
Well,
very
why is he
dangerous
But we didn't know
man.
who to watch out for.
I will not help you find him if that's what you want to ask.
Why is he out?
No, I want
What
to
did
know
he
his name
do?
so we can avoid him.
Hawashte is his name. His birth name, at least. He was stripped of his other name.
What did he do?
Some can enter a battle trance and can control it. Hawashte let his battle trance control him and has committed terrible crimes against the tribe.
This battle trance is a god controlling you, or is it just primal feelings?
It's from his own blood. But as I said, he lets it control him rather than controlling it himself. I hope that someday he may find some peace, but if he does, it will have to be somewhere else. As I said, he is exiled from the tribe.
Maybe reverse rage. Calm down.
As I said, I hope that he's able to do something like that.
Well, that poses an interesting dilemma for us. We're trying to understand how to use this, but only one guy knows how to.
I have a hunch that it's related to a bloodline from what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, you probably can remember that Aelios's bloodline let him, like, he had scimitars, but he would sometimes reform them into warhammers when he raged.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh. If only we had Alias. Let's find someone to resurrect him.
Well, we need true resurrection because we burnt his body.
Yeah.
Dang it! You're right. Where do we find that? Fireplane?
Or we just need to multi-class Kael even more.
He goes on, though, he says,
shit.
I'll multi-class.
This
I
is-
will be the
this is
Shuanti.
all I know about this.
You can't change your blood. Even if you
But perhaps
multi-class.
if you spoke with Sight Beyond Sight, she would be able to tell you more.
Who is Sight? Where
Oh,
can
who
we
is it?
find Sight Beyond Sight?
She's here. And after we eat, I can introduce you to her.
Very well. Wasn't that a writ
Initiating that.
spell?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Wasn't what?
Ritualist spell.
What spell?
Sight
Was it
beyond
called?
No,
sight.
yeah,
Yeah.
sight beyond
It was a
sight. Yeah, I
heal.
mean it's a.
Is that the one that healed and like half
It's also
something if
it's
you have
also
an
a magic
item?
card. Yeah,
Remove
it's also
condition
a
if you have an
magic
item.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was my number 2 slot. Also where I typically
Sight
kept...
beyond sight. Actually, no, it was a. I don't think it was a spell that made it
That's
so.
that's min,
like,
body, and soul. That was condition.
it
What
was an
was it?
enchantment, actually, I think, or something, and it gave you the ability to hit while you were blind. Like you could hit stuff. Like I sometimes play Hammer
Oh.
Warrior with Sight Beyond Sight with like
yeah, I
Mage.
forgot
You
about
take
that one.
you take Mage Hunter Smash or whatever, and you take Sight Beyond Sight on like a Warrior Ritualist, and then you just say like, "Fuck you, I'm getting my knockdown off no matter what," unless they have balance stance. Because I mean, let's be honest.
What if they
It's
dodge?
RA, they all have. They can't if they have an enchantment on them.
Wait,
Well, at least
don't
late
people use
game,
warrior
Because it's Mage
stances?
Hunter Smash.
yeah, Mage Hunter Smash lets you hit.
Oh,
through,
Mage Hunter Smash.
Well,
I didn't
too
hear that
bad
part.
we burned the body. Whoops.
Oh, I mean, maybe not. That was
Well,
actually
just
one of the
have
things
to
I thought was really
talk
interesting.
to Sight Beyond
So,
Sight.
pulling back the curtain real fast. So, back when Aelios died, that was one thing I was like, oh man, that'll make things interesting because this was already planted there. And I'm like, oh man, now they don't have any way to use it.
We can resurrect him. If we
Yeah, you
find
only
the
need to
right
go-
people.
You just need to find a level 17 caster. Well, no problem.
Fire plane.
Go to,
Let's go,
just
boys.
Go to,
Golden
And
City
do
or
we
whatever
have
it's called.
25,000 gold pieces?
No, we'll
plus
just have
whatever
to
it
pay him in
takes to
another
cast?
way.
No. No,
especially
no,
let's go
no.
to the city of brass. Like that's
Yeah.
probably
No,
that's
no.
probably not the best place to go without having the money, because like that's the only thing that's gonna work is
I
money
mean,
there.
if
Like,
we
the
do,
city of brass is like a
Arthur's
lawful evil
coming.
place. Could be a fun side quest. Though. It's okay. though,
Argus
'cause
gotta
we
get off
really gotta-
DeLorean and onto the fire plane somehow. Before level 12, that is.
What I think would be hilarious is if she just shows up, like she shows up in my tower. Like when we're
Argo
going to the
does?
fire plane.
Argus.
She's like, oh hi!
Hi! Hey, I know you!
This is your tower?
Hey, I have a house
This
in the
is your
swamp.
tower?
Do you
This
want
is
it?
my tower!
I found it.
Yeah, she just
Here's
wanted-
the deed.
Yeah,
Some
nobody was
random
living here.
wizard
I just
gave it to
assumed.
me a long time ago.
I just assumed it's my tower.
Nah.
Anyway.
I wish I had a tower.
Well, go get one.
Well, maybe if we were rich enough, you'd be able to get yourself a.
How much does a tower cost?
You'd probably get one pretty cheap if you don't care about location and whether or not it's
No,
haunted.
it needs to be able to teleport around.
And abandoned, and it
To
might
different
have
planes.
troglodytes in it.
Those are a little bit
Priceless.
expensive. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Every time someone says priceless, I think of the scene from John Wick. He's like yelling, "Those are priceless, priceless." I love that movie though. Anyway, so he finishes. After you guys have ate for a while, he stands and says, "I'll take you to sight beyond sight." And he indicates that you should follow him.
I follow
We
him.
follow him.
Yep.
Okay. So he leads you kind of to another little tent. Or
I'm
you're
much more
off to the
interested in
side
this
there.
thing now that we know that how it can be used as a weapon. We just don't have the means.
Mm-hmm. So takes in and you see an old woman who you assume is sight beyond sight, and I think did I upload
She's
the
all
thing already
schwanty
for her?
looking too.
I didn't. She is, yes. I don't know if he's gonna look super shawanty with his image that I'm gonna upload for you guys, but she looks like that. She's really old.
Oh, I know who that is.
Is she a hag?
And what is it, an actual image from a Pathfinder book? Because I just found on the internet.
Yes. In fact, Matt
Oh, I've
knows who
seen
that
that.
is.
Why? Who's it supposed to be?
Is it Baba Yaga?
No.
Give me a
Okay.
hint.
Atrocia.
Oh, that's the warden.
Crone. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what's
Well, in
her
this
face?
case, it's not that. It's
Well, don't tell them, because
slightly
never played
outside.
it. Or Zidra.
But
Well, they're never gonna play.
No,
I
I
don't
am
know.
never gonna play it. They might.
Mandus never will. Yeah, he's decided he doesn't like it.
Mandy stepped into awkward situations, though, so no offense. And I was still learning. So.
So yeah, he goes in and he says, "Galley, I brought some outsiders that have that want to talk to you about the Godslayer's weapon." And says, "The Godslayer's weapon." So, yes, they have it, I think. And she
They
says,
have
"Let me
the
see."
thing.
Let me see the thing.
I'll produce the thing.
All right. And she looks at it and kind of reaches out a little bit, and assuming you don't pull it away or anything, she kind of touches it.
Just kidding.
Yeah,
Too
She's
slow.
like, "I never
I'll,
thought I would
I'll
see
let
it."
her touch.
Okay. And she says, "I never thought I would actually see it."
Oh. You know
Are
that.
any of you capable of wielding it? She looks especially at Kael. And if nobody answers, then
No.
Kamosa says no. None of them can use it. I think Hawashte could, but I don't want them to seek Hawashte. And she says no, there's no wisdom in seeking Hawashte. Not as he is now, at least. And she
We should
says,
seek Hawashte.
What do you wish to do with the Godslayer's weapon?"
I shrug. and I
Wish to
say,
bring order
what
to
was-
the divine.
what it was meant to be used for battle.
Well, the Godslayer's weapon was meant for killing one foe specifically. Well, one type
Who's
of
that?
foe, at least. Why, for
Oh,
gods,
gods.
of course.
Yeah. Well, we have this demon guy
We have
who
a
wants
demon
to kill
lord
us.
we wish
He's
to
almost a
slay.
god.
A demon lord. Yes, I suppose
Well,
that would
not.
be an acceptable target for a weapon such as this.
The undead husk of a long dead god, the husk of Carconis, reanimated as Deklal Sar by Lamashtu.
Interesting. So what are you planning to do with it then, if you don't mind me asking?
Use
You don't
it.
know
He
if
just
you
told
can't use
you.
it? And you, I assume you are seeking to find a way to do so?
Yes.
Indeed.
Well, I'm afraid I don't know how, but I might be able to point you in the right direction.
Okay.
Now, this is assuming that you don't go and find Hawashte and have him do it. I believe he has the natural ability to do so. But there are, shall we say, less natural means you could seek.
Are these
she looks
less
over-
natural means dangerous?
She looks over at Kamosa. She says, "Very." She looks over at Kamosa
Okay.
and says, "Have I told you how the Godslayer come about this weapon. And Kamosa shakes his head. Says, well, then take a seat and I'll tell you. And he does, and I don't know if anybody else does or not, but she waits for a minute before she's into this little yurt, and so there's kind of like little, they're not even like proper like seats, they're more like cushions. They're kind of lying about, like piles of furs and things like that he's sitting on, and he kind of just sits on that, and that's what she's sitting on as well. So she's kind of almost sitting on the ground, really. And she goes on, says the Godslayer originally came from the Lyriun Qua. As you know, most of the Lyriun Qua are known for being great archers, but not the Godslayer. And when Woxnus was marauding the Cinderlands, he seeked a way to combat him. He entered into another plane. It said that he found a ancient smith within the astral plane, created magnificent weapons capable of killing gods. And it was from there that he stole what became his weapon, the raw material that this smith used to create his weapons. Now, perhaps, if you were to find this smith, you would be able to have him forge the weapon to whatever form you want. However, he would probably not be happy to see a reminder of the time when the Godslayer came to his sanctum and stole this material. Now, as for
this guy's a denizen of the astral plane, right? Is he related to what's Nithis? Is that the deity on the astral plane, the deity of fate? No, Pharasma. Is he related to Pharasma?
No, I don't believe so. Although I don't know for sure. I don't think that he really has any relation with any gods, at least that I know of, but I mean, as you can imagine, the Shawanti are not on friendly terms with him. He sees us all as his enemies since that day.
Fuck that guy.
What?
Well, I mean, it was for good reason. The Godslayer, I believe, was justified in stealing it. It was what was needed to save his people. But at the same time, I believe it is just entirely justified for this smith to not like us either. That's how many things are. There's usually both sides sometimes are right. And I believe this is one of those cases. Now, as for how he got there, I don't know exactly. He might have, I believe he had a companion that had the ability to cross planes.
Getting to the astral plane's no problem.
Well, then you're more capable than I.
I roll my eyes as Amber finds the opportunity to brag to them.
It's like, oh yeah, I've been to the astral plane. It's like my favorite vacation spot. I even have a library card in the astral
I
plane.
do actually.
Wait, does Araxi have library cards?
Not for the astral plane.
No, man. Gotta work on that.
Araxi needs to go get like a I don't know, like an internship at the astral library.
Fudge.
She's been dealing with psychopomps, so I mean, maybe it's within reason.
I guess so. But I would think that like interning for psychopomps would be kind of, I don't know, boring desk work.
Probably, but
A lot of like sorting and organizing.
yeah. But yeah, she says if you could go onto the astral plane and make a case, he might be able to get him to forge this into a usable weapon for you. Or perhaps you could find something there that was had already been forged. Something they used made of the same material. Perhaps if the smith is not willing to negotiate, you could perhaps take him by force. But again, this is something very dangerous. A creature who is able to make weapons such as these would also be capable of using them.
Yep.
Otherwise, your only other options would be perhaps to find some sort of other smith capable of doing it, or some sort of perhaps another artifact of great power that could do something like this. Perhaps both.
Or we could get to like level 18 and wish it into the.
That might be the right way to do this. I think that's the intended path.
You might also be able to find perhaps a powerful mage of some sort that could perhaps come with a spell that could replicate the Godslayer's bloodline.
Or we could
Perhaps
get Alias back.
This would probably be something that'd be easier to do if you could find Hawashte and perhaps examine how his bloodline works.
We can at least try to, calm him down and talk to him.
And Kamosa says, I'm absolutely not going to help them find Hawashte, especially not if they have that weapon with them.
Oh.
If it falls into his hands, I fear for what sort of damage he could cause.
Are we
He's already
comfortable leaving
dangerous
it
enough
with
as
somebody?
it is.
While we go? Or not at all?
Is that what Does Tiki say
I
that?
think it would be dangerous to take a powerful weapon to a guy who
He does
want
say
to use it, misuse it.
If you left the weapon here, then I would be willing to help you find Hawashte.
Are we willing to do that?
If you guys are, I'm willing.
I mean,
if
I
this guy
can't
doesn't
use
cooperate,
it, so...
we're just gonna fight him. We'll just, beat him. We'll just beat him up. And I'm real good at.
They seem concerned about it being in the wrong hands, so I'm pretty sure they'll make sure of that.
Does Amber know of any spells that could perhaps do this?
None that you know of.
I suppose not.
But what she's saying does make sense to you. You do think that you probably could research a spell and like
Yeah.
create a spell that could do it.
Right. I don't know. We could go find this Awashite guy, or we could go to Kaer Maga.
And in any case, I think this is about where I'm going to end the session, so you don't have to decide right this moment. That can be what we think about for in 2 weeks. You can decide.
Okay.
I mean, I'll probably prep to have, you know, a wash day if you guys do decide to go with that, but I'll have other stuff prepped as well. And you can decide then.
Doesn't matter what you prep, we're just gonna change our mind.
Well, probably, but, you know. Worst case, let's have you guys fight some more giants or something again.
Yeah.
If you
Or
go
some
off,
more
off
wyverns.
what I was expecting. Yeah. That's pretty
On
much
to
what
that
happened last
wyvern meat.
session. You guys were like, we're leaving Corvosa and we're gonna head back because I thought you guys were gonna head to Magnamar, and you're like, nah, let's just go back to go find some Shawanti. Oh, okay. Well, I had stuff for that before.
Partly my fault.
I did have some stuff for that before, but I wasn't quite ready, so I was like, let's fight some giants or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what's fun with a campaign like this, though, where it's not off of a book, is I get to.
Well, I mean, even in a
don't know
book, players
necessarily.
can turn around. They just tend not to because
Oh,
they
yeah.
know they're on a path and they just tend to take the railroad. Or sometimes they think they're on the railroad and they're not, but it doesn't matter. They'll find their way back and you know it, but yeah.
Right.
But
There's
yeah.
a little bit of that in here too, where I have like I have stuff that I'm like, no matter what, I'm gonna get them to
You're gonna get
this.
us there.
Yeah.
Well, and
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure
you
at
can always
some
have
point
like
they're gonna talk
events
to.
happen, like, you know, an earthquake happens, and all of a sudden this, you know, weird shit. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure for sure you guys were gonna talk to. So, if you guys had gone to the Cinderlands, it would have been a different tribe, but they would have probably directed you back to these guys as well anyway.
Oh.
So you would have gotten some information, but they still would have been like, you guys need to go talk to the Scone Claw, though.
Gotcha.
Well,
They're
actually,
the
they
ones.
will tell you, though. They'll say, so there's a little bit of information from the other one, though, that these guys have. They say they don't know his birth name, but if you talk to the Lyrunqua, they might, because that's the clan he came from originally. So if you maybe talk to them, you might be able
The
to...
Godslayer?
Yes, because they don't know his birth name. They don't remember it, basically. But they said the Lyrunqua might remember, maybe. But they might not.
I mean, someone as powerful and whatever as a Godslayer, surely they don't forget.
If
his
it
birth
happens
name.
tens of thousands of years ago, they might.
If it happens tens of thousands of years ago in a culture that doesn't really have much written records, then yeah, it might not happen. It might not have it.
Fair enough.
This is like pre-Thessalonian Empire history for him, basically.
It sounds like I need to go back to my library in the astral plane, and I need to get a psychopomp to help me out. Pull up the file on the Godslayer.
Sure, man.
That's an option too. Anyway, yeah, I promised you guys would probably get some information, and I wasn't 100% sure you would get there, but looks like you did, so that's what I was excited about.
We know
some
things.
information there. Yeah.
Oh,
Do we get a
Pluto
fee for
and Ron, do
information?
you guys want to play Civ 6 on Saturday night?
On
No bueno.
Saturday night?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll be able to or not, but if I'm around Saturday night, then I definitely will.
Okay.
I'll let you know. Like
One of my
on
other
Saturday,
friends wants to
I'll
play.
message you. I'll message you
Yeah,
if
that's
I'm able to do
fine.
it.
I don't have a time or anything. Just one of my friends asked me today if I wanted to play Civ 6 this weekend, and he said Saturday was the day he thought.
Did we get XP?
I might be going to look at a car. You guys got 500 XP for the Wyvern.
500. Okay.
Oh boy.
What about first story XP?
I might
We
give you
haven't
some of
really
that, but not
concluded
right this
anything.
moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Okay.
haven't really concluded yet, but
We
It'll
concluded
build
that
up
it's
and
a
it'll be like a
weapon.
big chunk, and we'll be like, "Yay, we're level 9 or something."
you guys are
The
still
only
ways away,
reason I
aren't
was
you?
asking about, like, is
Some.
there any magic that Amber would know of is, oh, I guess it's a third-party spell, but they're, low-level spells that are alter weapon and alter weapon greater.
But it's third party, so I'm saying it doesn't actually exist right now. But that's basically
I see.
the spell you'd be going to research. You'd be learning how to get alter weapon or greater alter weapon. One of those two spells. Because yeah, that's how the bloodline basically works. But there's gonna be a little bit of a quest line involved with getting that, if that's the option you guys want to go with. So also, like, keep in mind, this is the other thing too. So this weapon would have like been usable by Alias, but I don't know if he would have generally wanted to use it all the time because it only can be used as a two-handed weapon, basically.
Yeah,
Where
and
Alias usually
Alias
like
is
to
two
dual wield.
weapon fighting.
Right.
But
then
what
he
it
might have
sounds
used
like
it
to
if he was
me
forced to.
is that, from what we heard about the story of the Godslayer, is you don't need to be a Shawanti to use this weapon. You just need to be able to transform weapons.
Yeah, that's a pretty reasonable conclusion. Like I said, like Kamoso said, pretty much he's like, no, you pretty much have to be a Shawanti to use it, otherwise it won't work. Like that's how he believes, but that doesn't make any sense if you think about it really, because like from what you heard from like later from how he got it, that makes no sense because he stole
Right.
it from some crazy smith that lived in the astral plane. So it's like, well, why would it have any connection to Shawanti then?
So if I really wanted to, I could change it into a quarterstaff, and I could use it. Ah ha ha! I'm not gonna do that.
You could turn it into a quarterstaff and you could use it.
Battle Amber. Woo!
I could turn it into a quarterstaff, and then I could cast transformation on myself when I want. This is terrible.
That's our end game plan.
That's our end game plan, Battle Amber.
Wow.
Yeah, Kael could use it.
That's a fucking terrible idea.
With the spell, but the only thing, of course, is it's a two-handed weapon, so he wouldn't be able to use it with spell combat. But he could use it with spell strike still. Brugar could use it.
Yeah, that's what my actual plan was.
And just transform it and be like, alright, here you go, Brugar, here's a magical hammer or whatever.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Here's a +5 god-slaying long hammer. Go do your thing.
Go do your thing.
Go trip some gods.
I'm gonna trip.
Just keep, man, you go up to a god, it's like, cannot be tripped. Well, there's that.
This hammer says otherwise.
Alright.
I actually get an ability later on at like 11th or something that is a workaround things that can't be tripped, because when I use it, it doesn't say, the ability doesn't work off of making a trip. The ability simply, like, if you succeed, it knocks them prone.
A prone god who's flying.
Also, if you got the I probably wouldn't just straight up give you this third-party version of Alter Weapon or third-party spell. It'd probably be a different version of it, but Yeah. But you basically you'll be able to get a spell like this.
Okay.
So I know I said my next character is a paladin, but I may have changed my mind. Well, I'll get back to you on that.
Oh yeah?
I
Wait, your
found
backup
this.
character for this campaign?
Well, any campaign. I found
Oh, okay.
in one of the First World books, they released an oracle called Whimsy, and it's all Fey-like. And it's great. I love it.
Oh yeah. That was like one of the things too, so like in 3rd edition, elves were Fey, right?
Oh, were they?
Uh-huh. Instead of being aliens like they are in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
They were like gnomes are in Pathfinder, basically, where they came from the first world, basically.
Yeah, but gnomes aren't even Fey either.
Can
Gnomes
I
are
also
gnomes.
research
Kind of
the
are.
third-party spell Field of Blades?
Ah, jeez.
Field of Blades.
Just keep pushing it, you people with your third party.
The hell
It's
is
from
Field
the
of
same
Blades?
bloodline.
Oh, you probably can get it. It's a freaking 9th level spell, so I mean, at that point, who cares? What does it even do? Is this? It's just the fucking. This is like the
It's
fucking
just unlimited
Gilgamesh.
blade works.
Yeah, it's fuck or yeah, not Gil, whatever. It's from. Yeah, it's unlimited blade works. That's exactly what
It's
it is.
unlimited blade work.
Yeah. That's probably what it.
It's
Probably
actually
literally
pretty
is.
bad for a 9th level spell.
It probably is what it's supposed to be too. Like I bet that whoever made this actually was just like, yeah, I want to make unlimited blade works as a Pathfinder spell. That's gonna be so awesome.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I remember reading this before, actually.
Oh well.